Oh, the Uno? Damn, we don't have the Uno tables.
Right.
Do you want to try to play Uno, or is it going to complicate things?
Where's my Uno table?
That's what I like, dude. Like, I can't
That's
get
what I'm
the
here
Uno. I was
for.
like, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shows up.
And we are live.
I don't know why it's not, but yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we got a commercial running, but yeah, we are live. What's up, guys? We're live. We got 4 ladies with us, and today is the topic. What's the topic? Does innocence or guilt discredit the message? So I think what we're talking about today is what's more important, the credibility of the message or the credibility of the messenger? I think we all pretty much already know the answer, but we'll go around the room. We'll see what the ladies think. We'll get you guys in the chat. We'll see what you think. So, quick announcements. We are live streaming late every Monday and Tuesday, fashionably, of course, but we don't have our producer, so we're over here trying to figure out all the stuff that he already knows. What else? What you got, SB? You got the boat thing coming soon. Right. We spoke to the dude about the venue, so we're going to figure out.
Intuition. That's Intuition. So we're live.
Okay, so he's dual streaming on Intuition. We got the StreamYard set up. Is the link in the chat or something? All right, so King is going to put the link to the StreamYard in the chat right about now, and you guys can jump backstage if you want to ask the lady something, you want to join the panel. We're going to pull guys up probably 3 at a time. 3 at a time. We don't want it to be too crowded. What else we want to talk about?
Tell them what we're doing tonight with the
so we got like 3 clips. All right, so we got 4 clips that we're going to respond to, and the topic is just basically the fall of the West. So we're going to get into that, but these are people that right now there's a lot of controversy around these content creators, but ultimately we're asking, does that have anything to do with their message, does their personal affairs and controversy have anything to do with the message? They've both, or all 3, have gained a huge following. So I think a lot of people are, I don't know, feeling betrayed or something like that. But I think the message hasn't changed. I think that the validity of the message hasn't changed despite their current situation. So we got the Tip Network backstage. So shout out to the Tip Network. We got Sai back there, right? Sai Jai's back there. Who else is back there? I can't see because
Saj,
yeah,
Tip. That's all we got so far.
Okay, so yeah, so is the link to the StreamYard back there yet?
No, I'm putting it in now.
All right, so give him a minute to get the link to the StreamYard in there. He'll probably get the Cash App in there in a second. So tonight we're gonna just go ahead and run it on donations because we're late. But normally it's gonna be $5 a minute if you want to come in solo, $25 every 10 minutes if you want to come on the panel with 2 other brothers. Like I said, we're gonna run 3 at a time, so it's not too crowded, and you guys can do a little back and forth with the ladies. So I can only introduce the girls on this side until you switch the camera.
Go ahead, start with
So we'll start with these 2? Okay, so I'm going to start with the ladies that are on my side, and then we'll get to the other 2. Well, we have some femininity on the panel tonight, I think. I don't think we have any, what do you call them, hyenas? We don't have any, yeah, I don't think we have any masculine chicks on today. Sorry to disappoint you guys. I don't think there's going to be any drama.
Maybe some alpha females in the building. Right?
Oh, is there? Oh, you believe in alpha? Oh, no, wait a minute. There might be some drama.
No, never drama.
I just heard an oxymoron.
Excuse me.
I just heard someone say alpha female. Wait a minute. We got a boss baby here. Uh-oh. All right, so we'll start with the alpha female. What is your name, your age, and what is your boss babe occupation?
Oh, we're starting with me. Okay.
Mhm.
Nicole Avery. We'll give my government name _ on IG. I'm 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Occupation right now, I'm a freelance writer and personal trainer.
What does that mean? What do you write? You write
I'm
erotic
taking time
novels?
off.
What do you write?
I saved a bunch of money.
Are you writing the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey?
I write poetry.
Okay. Are you gonna give us some poetry? Later on though.
I might give a few quotes.
Okay. All right. It better be good. All right. What about you to my left? Name, age, and occupation.
Oh, my name is Natalia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 35.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a real estate agent, but I also do part-time as a server in a restaurant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What else?
I don't know. You got some hobbies? You got hobbies? What are your hobbies?
Hobbies?
Mm-hmm.
Workout?
Oh, that's a good one.
I
can appreciate all of the above. Can I get a quick screen shift?
Yep.
There we go. All right. On the other side of the room, we'll start over here to the right. What is your name, age, occupation? No, you don't need the mic. It's right above your head. That's the manly mic. That's why it's shaped like a titty.
My
Yeah.
name is Alisa, and I'm 30, and I dance,
hmm
and I do OnlyFans,
hmm
and my what I do for fun is work out,
hmm
yoga, and yeah, that's it.
That's it?
For now.
All right. Something else might come to mind. All right. What about you?
So my name is Clammy.
Mhm.
I'm 25 and I attend medical school.
Hobbies? What are the hobbies?
I do yoga, lots and lots of yoga. And I like to take care of plants. I have like 20 plants right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Love that.
Would you guys laugh at me if I started doing yoga?
No,
No.
it's good for you.
Yeah.
I want to do it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
You're not that flexible.
That's why I need to. That's why I need to do it because
Mhm.
my I'm very limited on stage when I'm trying to pose in bodybuilding. I'm limited. My breathing's great, but my flexibility is limited. And then also when I'm dancing and performing, it's limited. I'm like old. The young guys are doing splits and flips and shit. I'm like, I remember when I used to be able to do that. So yeah, I need some yoga help. Open up
Has
the.
anyone done Pilates?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nah.
I
How
would
about that?
start with that. It's like very low impact and it feels like a trampoline. Like I'll
Okay.
do that on my off day.
Okay.
I always wanted to, but
Do Pilates.
never got it.
Sounds
Yeah.
It elongates your muscles.
Well, let
and you'll
them
get,
let them
like, a
teach
better
you. Let them
ballerina
show you
body.
the basics to get started.
And we should go.
Because I'm just gonna watch a YouTube tutorial and be cheap about it. All right, so we have what 1, 2. We have 3 or 4 clips. Hopefully, we'll get to 4 of them. But I know guys are waiting backstage on StreamYard. Yo, why are we lagging?
I don't know. We shouldn't be.
Oh, it might be just the. Is it just this that's lagging?
Yeah. Are you on StreamYard?
No, this is.
Guys in the chat,
Chrome.
let us know if we're lagging.
Yeah, let us know if we're lagging because I'm on my device. I see some lagging, but maybe that's not the case. All right, so the link to the StreamYard is up there, so you guys can jump backstage in the StreamYard.
All right. Well, let's first make sure we're not lagging. All right, guys. Let us know if you guys see any lag in the stream. We're streaming from like 3 different things right now, so it might be a little crazy with everything going on. But let us know in the chat. Does anybody see any lag? Are we good? Let us know. Give us a 1 in the chat if it looks good. If it's laggy, put a 2 in the chat.
He said, if somebody says colored people's time, I'm out. Well, listen, you're allowed to say colored people's time. I don't think that's offensive.
If
You
you're
know,
black,
Yeah, no, I don't think you have to be black to make these jokes, man.
it wouldn't land the same if it was like a whitey white person. saying
Only
it.
if you're sensitive, man. If you're black and you're late all the time, your white friend should be
That's
able to
what
be
got
like,
Pearl-
it's like colored people's
That's
time.
what got Pearl in trouble. Partly.
No, that's just a fraction of what got Pearl
Well,
in
I'm just
trouble.
saying that
but-
part of it. That's a big part of it.
Well, I think that's probably what got the snowball started.
Yeah, for sure.
No, for real though. Are we lagging, guys? 'Cause-
Yeah, guys, tell us if it looks like it's fine or if it's lagging. We need to know for sure before we.
Wait, does the 2 in the chat mean we're lagging?
2 means we're lagging. 1 means we're not.
I see 1s and 2s. I'm confused.
Okay, that's weird. Do I have to
Not as
thumbs
clean,
up or
not as
thumbs
clean as
down?
usual.
not as clean?
So what do
as
we need to
usual.
turn off?
All right, hold on. Let's start with some questions for ladies real quick,
Mhm.
and then we'll get. I want to make sure you guys can see everything in clarity. I know you just want to go around
Yeah,
real quick.
I'm gonna
Okay.
ask everybody's favorite question. All right, so ladies, you're gonna rate yourself from 1 to 10.
Oh,
Only looks.
only look.
Now the people love this question.
Mhm.
So all right, we'll start here with studying femininity. What's your rating
Hmm.
from 1 to 10?
Yes.
Go.
Right now, I
Right
feel
now.
like a 7.
She said right now.
When I'm at my max, I'm like a natural 9.
All right, fair enough. What we got over here?
9
I don't know if you're more Japanese or more Peruvian.
on both.
Okay, I'm just trying to be culturally inappropriate. So, all right, you said 9?
9.
Okay,
Yeah.
what are we doing over here? 1 to 10.
I didn't pick the skin I came in, but inside,
What are you talking about inside? We're talking about
like
looks.
we don't
Outside.
pick our,
Uh,
our.
what do the
shit.
guys think? Huh? And what do the guys think? Because they said you're a 2. No, I'm joking. That 2 was there for something else. I'm joking. The 2's been there.
They can't give that rating if they don't have a profile picture.
No, the 2
guess.
is for it's working or it's not. I don't know.
If it's lagging, check the settings on OBS. Make
So
sure
no.
it's your GPU being used. Thank you, Scott. You technical wizard. You. It's because you're Asian.
You see
I wish somebody would tell me I'm racist. I'm a quarter Chinese.
Are you really?
So I'm allowed to make Asian jokes.
Are you
I'm allowed to make Negro jokes. Okay, I went to a white school, so I can make white jokes. I got white friends. That's what white people say. They say, I got a black friend. I got a card. I'm licensed to make white jokes. Okay, scale of 1 to 10. What do you got?
Me? 7.
7. All right. Everybody's humble tonight. Whatever. Okay, what else is Scott saying? He says stream settings encoder GPU.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I can't do it now while I'm on the thing, but it should be fine. It should get better. I just upped it. So
Well, look, it looks better over here on my
ask him if it looks better now.
well, I can see that it looks better.
All right, cool.
But you guys can tell me, what do you think? Is it looking better? What does it say? Propane or charcoal? Oh, you talking about for the grill? Oh, well, listen. My granddaddy said that propane is cheating. So I use it anyway, but
Is it not good for you?
charcoal, I guess. Yeah, it's probably not good for you because it's a chemical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the charcoal taste. I tell you that much. Charcoal tastes a lot better. Why'd you bring up grilling, bro? Now I'm hungry. Yo, we should have an intuition barbecue.
We should. That would be good.
We need to get an expert
Hopefully
to come on
It's clear
and
now.
tell guys how to grill, because I think that's a very
Yeah.
a manly skill set to have that a lot of young dudes don't have anymore. They don't know how to grill.
Mhm.
If you don't know how to grill, bro.
You're right.
Yo, guys, tell us in the chat how interested are you guys in talking about
we're gonna do all kinds of shit.
no,
But do you guys know how to grill?
I do, but I'm saying like a bunch of different manly
Good question,
characteristics.
Yeah.
Yo, story time. I saw some dudes. They were young. They were like 21, 23. One was 21, one was 23.
Mhm.
They were fishing
Mm.
off under the bridge, and the way they were collaborating was amazing. And they were catching I forget the type of fish they were catching. They were catching them back to back, big as hell. And it was taking 2 of them to reel these motherfuckers in. And I like, bro, the teamwork was amazing.
Wow.
And the fact that they were young, they was like, yo, we don't got time for Grand Theft Auto. We don't got time for Call of Duty. They was like, yo, we're going
Nothing.
camping in 2 weeks. I was like, this is 2023. Y'all doing all of that? They was like, yes. So they were like, listen, we're gonna clean these fish. We're gonna eat them. I was like, what? Bro, I wanted to participate.
Have you ladies had
That's new
like
wave.
fish straight out of the ocean before? Like someone just fishing,
No.
cut it, kill it,
Straight
chop
out
the head
ocean?
off?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, my
It's
grandfather
wonderful.
used to do that. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Ocean
I
or
went to a
river or
lake.
whatever. Yeah.
Like Trout Lake, I did that.
Yeah, you gotta
Mm.
like. I don't know if
With
ladies
my
would like. There's
stepdad, my
like some deep sea
sister-in-law.
fishing places
It
here,
was when I was
but that might be a little extreme for ladies because the boat's rocking and there's like sharks and shit. But like,
I don't like it as much, but I've done it too.
yeah,
I like to
if you guys come to Miami,
fish,
there's some,
Standing
there's some
up.
good fishing here for
Yeah.
sure. All right, so I
Yeah.
think we're good to go.
We're
I
ready.
think the stream is.
no, it's
we-
looking crispy again.
Yeah, are we going to the videos first?
Please, because these
All right.
guys are waiting.
Oh, we need the
in
ladies
StreamYard.
to get some headphones on. Ladies,
I
Oh,
want those.
behind you, let me grab.
just turn these
This
on
is just
for
gonna
you.
be for when we interact with people.
All right, guys. So we're gonna
I'll
get
turn
into
them
the.
off for you.
We're gonna
Are
get into We're gonna get into a couple of these clips, and we're gonna have the ladies talk about what they think was said.
And there's the power button.
Cedar wood
Hmm?
for a smoked old fashioned.
Oh yeah,
Cedar wood.
yeah, that does give it a good flavor.
All right, let me know if you guys can hear. Do you hear?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
All right, everybody's all plugged in. All right, hit it. Hit the first one.
All right, we're gonna.
Do we pick our color?
I wish you could do that. That would be super good.
it's possible. I think
Like I
we're
can
trying to
hear
figure it
myself.
out.
I don't know how loud this is gonna be. I hope this isn't gonna kill our ears. Give it a good chance to.
Turn my headphones down already because mine's already too loud.
How?
Yeah. Before we start, there's a little volume rocker on the side. Just turn it. You gotta put it on your ear.
You gotta rock it though.
Yeah, guys, we got these light up headphones, which are like basically
Bluetooth though, no wires.
no
Everybody else got
wires. We're trying to keep the wires out of the way. All right, let's try it.
Is yours too loud or you?
You keep your
Is that good?
baby father from your kids. I think that you should be charged with something because you're putting your kid at every statistical disadvantage for what?
Is that hyperbole or is that like an actual fact poll?
Well, I'll tell you the facts. 90% of single parent homes are headed by women. 90%, right? 63% of youth suicides are from single mother homes. 90% of homelessness and runaway children are from single mother homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes. 70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of all youths in prison are from single mother homes. 85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems are from where? Single mother homes. So, like Spell says, you're putting your child at every statistical disadvantage when you choose to just be a quote unquote single mother.
All right.
Okay.
Can I take the first one?
In the West,
Well, what I want to do is I actually want to bring these guys in from StreamYard so that we can talk about it together. I'm so disappointed that that dude and Pearl ain't working together no more.
I know,
I
man.
think they made a really good duo,
Yeah.
at least in my opinion. But you know, you're not allowed to say that. You're supposed to be upset. I don't know what happened to Side. He fell
Side,
off.
where'd you go, Side?
Well, I see him. Oh, okay, because that's a little. I don't see him here. Okay, I see him.
You
All
should
right.
see him.
All right, let me pull these guys up. Let me get you guys in here real quick, guys.
Sorry.
Let me just make sure he's not letting me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in order. Yeah.
All right, let's see if you can get him in.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing. It's annoying the hell out of me.
Just be Adam. I can add him.
No, it's not that. It wasn't that. It was an audio thing. All right. Let me get some sound check on Tip Network and sorry. I think Tip Network is muted. Okay.
What's cracking, man?
What's going on? What's going on, man? Shout out to
How you
Tip.
doing?
Shout out to Sai. How you fellas doing?
Hey, what's up, Ayinde?
What's going on, brother? You looking good? Sai. I've been working out, boy. Real quick, I'm going to ask you guys about the title. How do you feel about the personal life of the messenger versus the message of the messenger? What is more important? Robert, you can shoot first.
Okay. Hopefully my audio is coming in good. How am I doing, guys?
Sounds
We hear
to
you
me.
great.
Good.
Someone else's audio has some background noise, though. I don't know if it's the other guy, but yeah, you sound good. We can hear you.
Excellent. I hope everyone's having a nice evening. Good evening. You know, my man Allende, the ladies. I haven't met you yet, sir, but you'll get to know me sooner or later. So, one thing I think is that I think even though people like to say, in business it doesn't make a difference. In business, leading by example is everything. So, you know, I've ran businesses my entire life. I've always worked, and to foster a positive relationship with your peers, with your employees, with your to have respect with your investors. At one point, you have to be able to lead by example. So that also translates into the rest of your life. For instance, you can't tell your children, do what I say and not as I do. Your kids are going to, I mean, listen, half of the time, your kids ain't going to do what you say any damn way. They definitely ain't going to do it if you're not living an example. So I would say that how you come across, how you present yourself is important. I know it's not a popular position, but I harken back to Kevin Samuels and that he said that the male image, in particular, the black male image, is the most battered thing in America. And your image is everything. So how can you have a good image if you're not practicing what you preach? Now, listen, I there's times when I do not pass muster, you know, or like O'Shea say, I ain't shit sometimes, you know, but that doesn't mean that can't be the rule. That has to be an exception. You know, failure happens and that's how you grow, but that has to be an exception. But in general, I try to react accordingly and treat it. I expect that my people I do business with are also what they say they are on the surface, regardless of what they talk. So that's my answer to that.
Okay. Hold on. So I'm gonna unmute you in a second, but it sounds like you got a little bit of background noise. Are you on the college campus? Hold on. Let me unmute you. Try again. Are you on the college campus?
Yes, I can actually move. You want me to move?
Yeah,
Yeah, just a little more quieter.
Yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
and move. Turn your phone horizontal. I'm gonna go around to the ladies. All right. You wanted to go ahead and you wanted to say something, right?
I was going to react to what.
No, go ahead. It's your turn.
To the clip with the
Pearl?
single mother.
Yes,
homes.
definitely.
I think it's important the language that we use in talking about these homes in general, instead of calling them single mother homes. I think a better word, a better phrase to use is absent father homes, because most of the time it is the father dipping out. For whatever reason, it's not always black and white, but I think responsibility looks like raising your kids no matter what, and that's what those mothers are trying to do their best. But yeah, you are putting your kid at a disadvantage when you're a parent and you decide to dip out on those kids. It's not fair.
Okay. Anybody else?
When we're done going around, I'd like to pose the young lady a question.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, me too. But everybody go first. What? Elisa, did you have something about the single mother homes?
About it. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We just
Okay.
want to know if you had any input on it. We got a couple more clips. How about across from me? You ladies, anything to say about that?
I think because I've worked in Palm Beach School District for over 10 years, a child's mind is really fragile. So emotional stability should be put in the forefront of whatever you do, regardless of the situation with who, you procreated with. You need to think about your child before you think about any of that. What's most important is that child okay and being fed the right message
Okay.
along his journey and feeling safe.
Okay. Well, I'm got something for you too in a minute. But go ahead. How you feel about single mamas? No, sorry. How you feel about absent father homes?
Absent father.
Sorry, correction.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't have an opinion right now. Just like her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my first initial question is, what would be the first, foremost, and best thing you could do for your child? And I'll give you a hint: unborn child. Mm-hmm.
What would be the best thing?
What is the number one best thing you could do for your unborn child?
I would like. Are you asking?
As a woman.
Try and choose the right father for that kid.
Right.
Okay, but how what's the best way to determine that this guy is going to stick around, that he wants to be a daddy?
Well, for me, it's marriage. Like, I would not,
okay. Just checking.
I would not have a child out of wedlock.
Just checking, because you were the one with this whole absent father, and most of the times the fathers dip out. That father dipped out. He didn't become a new person. He didn't become a new person overnight.
It's not black and white at all.
It's a lot harder to dip out when you're married.
Yep.
A lot harder. All right, I'm gonna bring Grover in. What you got?
So I really think that the problem when we talk about single mother homes is twofold. Fold number one is that before 1968, Black Americans were the most married people in this country. And so if I look at that, and being somebody who, even though I know you guys think I'm super old, but I wasn't alive in '68. It was a few years before I was born. But being much a product of that generation, understanding that marriage was a key and a linchpin to a family. So I'm really happy that I heard folks say that. But the second thing I have to say is you have to look at who initiates divorce. So a lot of times getting into a mess that you shouldn't get into is very nuanced. And so I agree with the young lady when she says, hey, it's not just black and white, but we have to start dealing with some hard realities of life. And the hard reality of life, number one, is that ladies, you are in charge of your bodies. Unless I take it from you, which I would never do. And I advocate for men who do that to go to jail for the rest of their life, if not worse. So with that being said, you have to advocate for yourself. And you have to be in charge of who enters you and who makes a baby with you. With that being said, there are legal ramifications and legal things that you could do. And one of the things is you shouldn't be having a baby without being married. I don't have any children out of wedlock. And a key indicator of being broke in this country is having a child out of wedlock. So if you just look at that and just look at financially, that's one of the things that it should motivate you. The second thing is that if that does happen, 80% of women initiate divorce. If 80% of women initiate divorce, it's impossible, if we're dealing with 30% of the population being married, it's impossible to say that men are leaving.
Yeah, men are dipping.
I mean, and I understand what happens, but I actually grew up in a situation where my parents, after they separated when I was young, my father was at my house 4 days a week eating dinner. My mom made sure that he was in my life. I went with my dad. And my dad was never put on papers and child support because, and I told this story before, and this is what both of my parents said, because I was like, what is child support? And my dad said, that's the man, aka the government, getting involved in your family business, and you don't do that. And so that's the attitude that has to happen, where even if your relationship doesn't work out, it's safe to have a good relationship with somebody. How do you get to that? You have to have men behind you vetting these men, because guess what? If somebody messed up with my sister, they had to deal with me, even though I was younger. They had to deal with my dad. They had to deal with 15 uncles. And I'm 6'2", about 300 pounds, and they all bigger than me, all Texas hogs. And they be here in a heartbeat. You have to deal with that. That's the type of family you need. So what happens is that a man realizes that, hey, I'm not going to leave and I'm going to be right. But to answer your original story, I have to call it single mother households logically if 80% of divorce is initiated by women.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add
Hey,
to that?
hey, real quick, Grover, I
Please,
want to
sir.
ask you a quick question. Kevin Samuels used to say,
Sorry.
he would say, "Who filed for divorce?" And the woman would say, "I did."
Yes.
He would say, "You broke your home."
Yep.
Mhm.
So do you agree that the one who files? I just want to get this clear. The person who files for divorce is the one who broke the home, because a lot of women go, "No, he broke the home because whatever he did."
Yeah.
But is it the person who actually goes and initiates? I just wanted your quick take on that.
Let me drop something on you. Have you ever walked into old folks' house and they got 2 beds in the bedroom?
Mm.
You ever walked into grandma's and grandpa's house and grandpa got a different room?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Up they home for shit. Excuse my language. That's the level of understanding. That's the commitment you have when you're married. I'm not breaking my home up.
Right.
So listen, if somebody step out, and I'm not saying it's right, only thing I advocate for women leaving is if there's abuse,
Mm-hmm.
especially physical abuse,
Mhm.
right? Physical abuse, domestic abuse, or a man just stops taking care of his family.
Right.
If a man stops taking care of his family financially, he's not a man, especially if he can do it, and if he's physically beating a woman.
Right.
But my grandparents, my grandfather had his own bed. My grandma had their own bed. They slept together occasionally. I said, Grandma, why grandpa ain't here? She said, your grandfather snored too much. And you know what? It was none of my business if that was the truth or not.
Were they happy?
Marriage isn't about being happy. Though.
Marriage is not. I don't think marriage is about
It's not
always
being.
being happy.
Yeah, it's not about being happy.
Not
Yeah,
always.
I think it goes up and down. Like you
Mhm.
shouldn't
For
be
sure.
miserable.
Like any relationship. of course.
Yeah.
But what I would like to add to this, I actually am someone who conducts research herself in grad school. So it's really hard when we isolate statistics that don't really have any application or explanation behind it. Where as a woman, a lot of the times a man will never break up with you. He will make himself insufferable to be with. And that even goes for some husbands. I don't think it's about, well, 80% of divorces are initiated by women, or this percent of men are insufferable to be with, or are cheating, or are being completely like just a burden of a partner to be with. I think it's more about two people who said they were going to make a commitment not following through.
Exactly. And that's the point he's making. The person that's saying, "Hey, let me sign these divorce papers," is the woman. And it's not like that is isolated to only the topic of marriage.
Mhm.
Women change their mind far more frequently than men do, and women try to wiggle out of commitment far more often than men do.
Mhm.
That's just their nature. The point is that that's why marriage is supposed to be a contract that you don't break, except for what extends you. What is the word? Extenuous.
Extenuating circumstances.
Exactly. So
But
and
what
it's
if-
built into the vows,
Mhm.
right? For better or worse, it's built into the vows. And
If
they
I can,
keep sickness and health because if the man gets sick or injured, the women tend to leave. Anytime it's not what they would have liked it to be, they're gonna try to find out. Men, we know once we shake our hand and we say, this is what we're gonna do, whether we sign a contract or not. At least when I was younger, men were raised to keep their word. That's very important.
Mhm.
But how important is it to women to keep their word?
I just would like to know more about what the research
Mhm.
is saying about why these women who are the educated women why they are breaking the marriage.
I just told you why.
I know, but what
Because they
research said-
can. Because they can. That's why.
Excuse me, everybody. I would like to answer her question because I understand and actually I appreciate. I also understand the grind in grad school and having to just research, and your brain becomes accustomed that you need to understand data, and data has to be given to you in order for it to make sense. So there is data though collected at every courthouse, because every courthouse you have a reason why, and it's self-reported. Now, remember that most of the times, if you're going to break a marriage, you're not in it for the other person's feelings one way or the other. You've already decided, and especially you're cold inside. The marriage is over. Okay. They say it's always in separate. 90% of that is irreconcilable differences, right? Excuse my accent. I'm tired. And so if those are the differences, and a lady's self-reporting, because I've had women tell me before, no, it has to be abuse some type. And I'm like, listen, if it's abuse, she's upset at him. She has a way to destroy him right there to put on public record that he's an abuser. Irreconcilable differences is the absolute most common thing that happens. Now, is there other reasons? Yes, but this is the best data that we have. And I think it's very important to understand that the data may not be super accurate, but it's the best we have to go on until we have something more, because we cannot compel people to tell their personal lives. But I will tell you this, if 90%, and it's 90% if you have a grad degree, by the way, but if 80% of folks, ladies, are divorcing, and it seems like there's no reason to lie in that. It's not like they're talking about financial disclosures where someone's going to try to cut some of the money out because they don't want to pay more money. It's just a matter of fact. So irreconcilable differences is the number one reason why, by far. And there's other choices there. There's infidelity, right? There's abuse. There's choices there. So
let me get to Sai. And,
and I'm sucking all the oxygen out the air. I actually got to get going anyway. I want to thank everybody, and I'm gonna drop off. I also want to say what's up to Jay Takashi, man. I ain't seen you for a minute, brother.
How you are, brother? You take care of yourself, all right, man.
So I'm gonna hop off. God bless everybody, and thank you for bringing me up.
Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, Grover. Tell Scott I say what's up, man. Shout out to Scott.
Yeah. Salute.
Appreciate you. All right, let me get to Sai real quick. Hold on. Let me take you off of mute, brother, and then we'll get to Jay next. Am I saying your name correctly, Sai? Hold on. Why are you not unmuted?
Yeah,
I think he muted himself. Did you mute yourself, Sai? I think you muted yourself. I unmuted you.
Unmute.
Hit unmute. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, turn your phone horizontal and just pronounce your name for us, so I'll make sure I'm not butchering your name.
Yeah, it's Seiji.
Sorry, brother. Sorry, Seiji.
Yeah.
Apologies. What's up, brother? What you got?
What are we talking about again?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, we want to know what do you think is more important, the validity of the person, the individual, the messenger, or the content of the message? What's more important?
I'm not sure if I'm qualified to say, but I don't know. I think the content is very important because you must be able to communicate what you're trying to say. So yeah.
Can I add on to her comment?
Go ahead.
Okay, so when she said most men will not file for divorce, they'll just make it intolerable for you. I agree with that. Like, women are more emotionally based, men will keep some options, maybe. Not being sexist in any kind of way. But maybe that's why the statistics are the way that they are. Because men do not want to separate from that safety.
I don't know about safety. Men don't want to separate from the resources. They want to separate from the investment they made. It's really not that complicated. Men just have a lot more to lose in the divorce. It's that simple. If you were taking half of a woman's bras, half of her shoe collection, half of her handbags, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want to get divorced either. But Sai, do you have any questions for the ladies? Sorry, Seiji. Jesus. Sorry.
Seiji.
Sorry, it's like I'm in a hat.
Yo,
You look like a ninja, bro. But go ahead.
what me? Me?
Yeah, you,
Yes.
you look like the ninja took his mask off.
Yeah.
Don't you look like a modern ninja?
Dude, like, I mean, I'm kind of half Asian, so yeah, there we go, I guess. Yeah.
Young Keanu Reeves. All right, what you got?
Do you have any questions for the ladies, Seiji? Damn, I'm so
Honestly, not right now. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, we'll bring you back in.
We'll come back. Let's get Jay on. Here.
Guys, I did put the link in the chat to hop in if you guys want to ask the ladies some questions. We're just trying some different stuff tonight. We're going to be doing a lot more interactions with you guys and the ladies we have here. We are streaming from the Design District in Miami, so just so you guys know, and make sure you guys head over to the Mentuition channel as well and just real quick, open up a quick tab, youtube.com/@Mentuition. We're streaming on both channels, Authentic Alphas and the official Mentuition channel. So let us know, and if you got any super chats, I'm gonna check
them in a second.
Checking super chats.
It's all those damn calluses on Sage's
all right, who we got up next?
Hitting those
Jay
damn weights.
or Triple Black?
No, we got Jay and then Triple Black.
What up, Jay?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing this night?
Good, man. How you doing?
Coming off from a workout. So other than that, been a huge fan of my man Authentic Alphas since he was on Fresh and Fit, and just been improving myself every year, man.
That's what's up. Can't ask for nothing more. How old are you? What's your occupation? And do you got any questions for the ladies?
I'm 31. I do 2 jobs. I do delivery, but also I do I do actual graphic design on the other side. So like I said, I do 2 jobs in order to support myself, but I also got roommates as a result of that.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, if it's helping you save some money, then that's what you gotta do.
Just building up money for like I said, for my my trip to go back to school, do IT, and then after that I'll be in Japan teaching English in about like 3 to 4 years from now.
Oh, we got she's Japanese right here.
Yeah. You got a little Japanese?
Japanese?
Yeah. Do you have any? Yeah. Okay.
What else? You gotta give us more than konnichiwa.
Yeah. What else you got?
Do you speak? Say it again.
Do you speak fluent Japanese?
Yes, I do. Hajimemashita, yoroshiku.
よろしくお願いします、Jay さん。
どうもありがとう。
いいえ。
ちょっと待って、日本語どこで覚えた？
What is going on right now?
ちょっと待って、そのアニメのファンですか？
What is going on?
Jay さん。
Okay.
何？
もう一度。
おいおい、日本の
More one time.
いや、日本のどこかは好き？
どこから聞きたってことですか？
We need subtitles, damn it.
I know, right?
Fuck. Wait, I asked like Jay, like what part of Japan, like what kind of interested in you to learn Japanese and stuff? That's like.
Are you talking about Jay? Okay.
Oh, me. Okay, so
the women. Tell them, Jay, the women.
Okay, I got you. So it's funny because I just want to answer Ayande's question, but I'll answer you guys. I got a YouTube channel, but I'll let you guys know. So since I was 8, I really love Bruce Lee is my dude. Shout out to him. And I kind of got it through Asian culture by studying him. And then after that, I actually wanted to pursue a career in it later on in my life. And I got my books here. I got my my Haganai Hiragana katakana language, learning how to write it right now. I can speak it. I can speak it enough to have a conversation. I just got to write it. Like I said, it's just the writing I got to get done. If I can get that done, then I'll be set to go. But
how many characters have
that's
you
what made me want
memorized?
to fall in love with it.
You heard me? How many characters have you memorized?
Whew. Okay, so right now off the top of my head, like 26 so far. There's more. Because like you have like the beginner level, which is basically like elementary kid level. Then you have intermediate level, which is like above like I think 76 characters, and then there's one that's like at least like 126. There's more that I know of, but trust me, it's a lot of studying, man. Jesus, but I'm willing to do it to actually, to actually pursue what I want to do, man. It's work. I'm not whining and complaining about it. I'm out there trying to get it done.
Okay.
But
Let
hey,
me
Jay,
ask-
like,
what's more important to you, the validity of the messenger or of the message?
if I had to really go based on what we go off today, I'm gonna say the message. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because yes, the validity that does matter, but I think if you can get the message across to a bunch of people who really understand it, and they're able to take in the information, then the message is always gonna hit. And I know today a lot of people are just like kind of have their own minds and their own like I guess like prerequisite thoughts to that. But if you hear it enough, like from your boy Andrew Tate, if you actually what's the term they would use? You chew out the meat, spit out the bones is what you do.
Right.
You take it, and then after that you come to the decision of what you got from that message. So for example, when he tells men to, I'll say this. So if I hear a message say, "Men, be on your purpose," men. Don't chase tail. Build up your success. I see that as don't date, don't fool around, and get what you got to get done to build yourself up to be the best version you can be, so you can actually enjoy good things in life later on, because that's your reward later on. So
even if the person giving that message isn't themselves doing that.
Now, if it's them, yes, I will say this: if it's them not doing it, then they're not practicing what they preach, which would make them contradicting cynical fool,
right?
In a sense, but at the same time, I'll say this: the message can be good, but they gotta. But what will really hold it up is if you're practicing it.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So hold on. Let me get to Triple Black, and then we're gonna play another clip and go back around again. Let me.
Triple Black. What's up, buddy?
Okay, there you go.
What's happening, man? Hey, just want to ask women. The word vow is synonymous with promise. The promise, I mean, you can use it different variations and stuff like that, right? So when you marry a man and you vow, you do that sickness and health and stuff like that. How do you guys feel about that when a person violates that?
Who wants to go first?
It looks like she had a side.
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
A vow is a vow. Vow is a promise, and that's the whole
How do you
point.
say vow in Spanish? A promise,
What do you promiso?
Promiso.
No,
How do you say it in Japanese?
How do you say it?
Yakusoku.
Is that so
Yakusoku?
cool?
Promesa, promise, right?
Yeah, promise.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Yakusoku.
Yakusoku. All right, guys, we're learning Japanese and Spanish on this damn podcast.
Who wants
Duolingo.
Who wants to answer this question first?
Trilingual.
Let's start here. I think
you ready to answer? Okay.
Yeah, like, as someone who really wants marriage in the future and kids, I think a vow is super serious and super important. It's important not to make a vow that you wouldn't keep. So for myself, when a vow says for better or worse, I don't think I could make that vow, because if someone's worse is hitting me or cheating on me or quitting their job and relying on my income as a future physician, that wouldn't fly with me, because that's their worst, and I cannot sign up myself up for that. Okay. So, yeah.
Well said.
I feel like you will keep your vow if the other end keep their vow too. Like, I won't keep my vow if they didn't keep theirs.
Yeah. So if they don't keep
ways,
when you're up there, the whoever's doing the wedding, the minister is not saying like these caveats.
Right.
You can write your own vows, right? I don't want to go with the cookie cutter vows. I want to write my own. And also, when you're dating a man, you shouldn't be dating and then just, one day we're getting married. You should be intently dating that person, and they shouldn't become your boyfriend unless you see them as a future husband, and vice versa. True. Don't make a woman a girlfriend if you don't see her being your future wife, and if you don't see her being your future wife.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah,
let me ask the ladies though. Do all of you ladies want to get married?
Yes.
Okay.
I was married.
Everybody wants to be married?
If it's right.
Wait a minute. See, why women these questions, these answers? If it's right, it depends.
No, because I agree with her answer. A vow is a vow, and it's very sacred.
That's neither here nor hold on.
Decisions
Do you want to
in your life.
Do you want to get married yourself?
Absolutely.
We're not talking about a
But
particular guy.
I want a marriage that will last forever.
Right.
That's what marriage is supposed to be, but
it is supposed to be.
Whose phone is ringing?
It's your watch.
Oh, true. Is it your watch really? That's doing that?
Is the
watch is doing it?
I think so.
Okay. Elise, did you want to answer his question about?
Yeah.
The vow? Ask the question one more time, Triple Black.
No, the word vow is synonymous with promise. When
Yeah.
you get married to somebody, most of the time you take a promise to like sickness and health, to death do us part, all this stuff. How do you feel about people that break vows, break promises?
Break promise.
I feel like I cannot trust anymore. And the base of any relationship, I think, is the trust.
Is it this?
I don't understand why I'm inheriting everything else.
Let me ask you a question. Let's just say I have a sickness, right? And I'm not able to provide. Should you have the option to leave me?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question again?
He said, if you marry and then he gets sick, should you be able to divorce him?
No. No, of course not.
That's not a reason.
No.
Then what do you think about women that do that all the time? I mean, that's kind of a common question. I mean, that's common.
I think the women is maybe she's tired of many
So there should be caveat.
situation. I can tell the situation because every situation is different. But yeah, I guess she's tired of it, and that's why she wants to divorce.
Even if he's sick, like he's dying.
That's sick. Oh no, that's yeah. She should stay and take care of her husband. That's what I think.
Okay.
Like loyalty.
Does that happen in Japan, like Japanese tradition?
Yes.
They stay like if their husband gets sick.
Yeah,
they
take care of the husband.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that next in the Japanese culture, Chinese culture, Vietnamese culture.
Right.
The woman will provide for the entire family should anyone get sick, and so will the daughter. So will the son.
Loyalty.
That's their attitude. You will have to forfeit your entire life and pick up the slack if need be. In America, the first thing they do is socialize the children to look at themselves as an individual.
Right.
Andrew Tate was bringing that up. How in the Muslim community, the reason why they run in circles around us is because in their community, the brothers will live together. They'll get one big house, and all the brothers will live together, and then they will bring their wives into the house. Whereas in Western culture, we're raised that as soon as we're 18, it's time to get out and go get a roommate. You meet some girl, you fall in love, you start paying her fucking bills. Right. And then the next thing you know, y'all two get married, and then she decides she's not happy. She leaves you and takes half your shit, and you're sitting there looking stupid. But if you put your family first and said, nope, I'm going to stay with my siblings, live with my parents as long as possible, save your money and own stuff. That's what my grandfather told me. He said, why would you pay rent? He said, rent's a waste of money. When I was 17, I moved out. He kept telling me that's a waste of money. He was like, why don't you just come live with me, save your money, and when you're ready to leave, you buy a house, you buy property. So that's what I did. I lived with my grandfather until I was ready to buy a condo. But I'm just saying, in America, we're taught that somehow makes you a bum.
Right.
And I remember having to explain that to someone. Like, I don't live with my grandfather. My grandfather lives with me. I pay the bills. I pay for all his medication.
Right.
Wake up, stupid. You see what I'm trying to say? And I'll meet women all the time. They'll say, this guy's broke. That guy's broke. He has a roommate. He don't have a car. That dude owns a property that he rents out, and he lives with roommates because he's 24 years old. He doesn't need a whole house to himself, but he already owns a house and he rents it out. He doesn't have a car because he lives in a major city. He just uses Uber.
Right.
Like stop judging everything through materialistic optics.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Real quick, guys, in the chat, if you guys want to join in on StreamYard, I did post a link on Authentic Alphas, and I think I posted it on Mentuition as well. Once again, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to Authentic Alphas and youtube.com/Mentuition. Again, guys, if you want to join the StreamYard, scroll to the top of the chat. It should be up there. We'll try to repost it again.
Okay.
And then if you guys want to, we do have the Cash App in there. Make sure you guys throw some Cash Apps and Super Chats. Do we have any Super Chats yet or no?
Yeah, I'm going to check that right now. I mean, right now, we're just bringing guys into the StreamYard on donations.
All right. Do we got anybody else to bring up?
Yeah. So, Seiji, if you got anything else, I need you to get it out now because I'm going to move things around. I got a couple more people backstage I need to pull up, and we also got another clip that we need to run. So, Seiji, go ahead and close out, and I'm going to see if there's any Super Chats.
Yeah, like I think you brought up like an interesting topic, especially in Japan. Like I'm half Japanese, so like, and yeah, like the culture in Japan is very different than in the West. and especially with like dating, a lot more. I noticed when I went to Japan, like that last summer, I noticed like a lot of the women were very feminine, and yeah, they hold a family unit, so they're very open about family and stuff. So yeah, that's one thing that I noticed. So yeah, Japan's pretty goated though, to be honest. I'm looking to live there soon, so yeah.
Well, cool, man. No, thank you so much for popping in the stream, man. You want to say anything else to her before you go?
In Japanese.
In Japanese.
Yeah, somebody's giving a hold on real quick. Somebody's giving a shout out to Seiji from Flozo. He says, remember the interview with him and Allende on the channel months ago? Seiji has an amazing physique. Keep doing it, brother. Yeah, it's true. Seiji got an amazing physique, man, for his age.
Yo, did you see that physique, bro? Like that was 6 months.
Yeah,
transformation.
he sent me an update. We're gonna do body ratings again, but he definitely was the champion of the body ratings because all the girls put him high. I was trying to hate on him, and it wasn't working. I was like, yo, it's not that serious. I was trying to hate, bro. I was trying hard to hate. It wasn't having it. So
dude, like
he held the title.
Yeah, I got pretty big. But yeah. So like who's the Japanese girl in here?
Elise.
Elisa.
Elisa? Do you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Japanese.
Send her a DM, bro.
Yes.
You need an older woman. You need an older woman in your life, man. You can learn something.
Yeah, sure. なんかどこの出身ですか？
三重出身です。三重県。
もう一回言ってください。
三重県。
三重県？
Yes. はい。
I see. 私は神戸出身です。
神戸、そうですか。
なんかその大阪のあたりかな。
はい。
神戸ビーフもあるんですけど。
I know hi means yes.
We're watching a Japanese dating show right now.
You guys gotta try out the Kobe beef. The Kobe beef is like actually like crazy good.
Oh yeah, that's so good. They have that at Nobu.
Yeah.
Nobu, Miami. Oh my god.
Enough of this. Send her a DM. Shoot your shot.
It's a Japanese restaurant.
Well,
We're out of here.
What's your Instagram?
Yeah, tag it right now.
Alisa Nouchi.
Alisa Nouchi. Is there an underscore?
Yes.
Elisa Noichi.
Yes.
She's adding you right now. Sliding that DM right now.
Okay, yeah, my Instagram is
I got a question for Allende.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, bro. Hey, do you feel like the women that because you're a real cerebral cat, right? Do you feel like the women that you get from a like cerebral game, like I'm talking about like talking game, better quality from just the women that you get from your looks?
That's a pretty damn good question. What happens is the relationship and the connection is much better and stronger. It just has more layers.
Right.
But the quality of the woman is still that's up to the individual, you know what I mean? But the means in which you connect definitely, I think, make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So
go ahead.
Like getting a woman cerebral, I can't even say the word cerebrally, is much better quality versus.
Right, definitely. But the thing is that if you don't have that attractiveness, that will become an issue later. You get what I mean? Yeah. What happens is it puts that attraction in a particular box.
Right.
And then what happens is she's only going to gravitate towards you within those terms. If that makes any sense, what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about it is because a lot of women want to have this perception that you can graduate to just like them liking you for you. Do you think that it's got to be the initial attraction though? You know what I'm saying? It's not in women's nature to really graduate to like, you know what, I like this guy just for him. You know, at the end of the day, they're gonna like you for what they initially put your eyes on. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I disagree because this is what could happen. What could happen is it's about interest, right? Women have to be interested, right? So what could happen is a woman could be interested in a dude mentally, right? She could say, "Oh wow, I didn't know that about him." Now she's interested. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that road is going to run out at some point, and then what's going to happen is she's going to really like him, but only in that category. She's going to compartmentalize him in that category. Like, he stimulates me mentally, and we have these amazing conversations, and I can discuss things with him that I can't with anyone else. So her feelings and her emotions are going to get involved with that. But then when it comes to the physical thing now, then there's going to be this disappointment, because she's going to be like, oh man, now I don't feel the connection with him. And it's going to be replaced with guilt, because she's going to be like, oh, I like him so much, but I just can't feel this way about him. Now that's say a physical or sexual thing, right? Okay, now let's say that she's attracted to him physically and sexually, and that's going great, and she's interested in that. And then there's going to be a time when she might need some financial support or something like that, but this guy is broke. You see what I'm trying to say? So now that's going to be the fall off. She's going to be like, damn, no, the sex is great and the chemistry is great, but I can't be with him because he can't provide what I need him to provide for me physically and financially. Okay, maybe he has the physical thing taken care of and he has the financial thing taken care of. But then she's going to be like, he doesn't stimulate me mentally. He doesn't understand me. I can't talk to him. Okay, you see what I mean? So
basically, you have to be Lamar.
Unfortunately, you got
LeBron.
Right, but I think there's a solution to that, though. I think as a man, there's a solution to that, and it's never ever be complacent. Never stop moving. It's like, I'm good in all these areas, but I'm not really too good with mechanical stuff. We'll learn some basic mechanical shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm good in all these areas, but I've never went fishing. I've never went hunting. I've never went camping. Well, bro, start fishing, start hunting, start camping. You get what I mean?
I get what you mean. What I was just using the LeBron analogy, because if you watch basketball, LeBron has no weakness when it comes to his game. Kobe, well, he really didn't have no weakness. Michael Jordan, he in all facets. You know what I'm saying? You have you ever heard of 5'2" receiver, right? Like Terrell Owens. He can beat you downfield. He can beat you over the middle. He can beat you know what I'm saying, like Jerry Rice, whatever. So is this the expectation for most modern women?
Well, I'll put it to you like this, right? Because sometimes you got to kind of look at it like, what would an employer want? And I remember one time I had an employer, and we were talking about something, and he said, listen, he said, I have to run a team. I have a whole staff, and he said, this particular person is great, at this thing, this job. He has this particular skill set. He said, here's the thing though. He said, I would rather somebody that's versatile. I would rather somebody that's pretty good in multiple areas than somebody that's great in one area and only one area. He said that player is more valuable to me than someone that's excellent in one area. And I thought about that. And it made me think about how I could get better in other parts of the job. Not the best. I didn't have to be the best, but I just had to be somewhat good. And I realized I started getting a lot more opportunities in that particular industry, just taking an interest in things that usually had nothing to do with me, that I figured, my coworker is great at that. So why would I do it? I would just go ask him to do it for me. Then I started thinking, why don't I just ask him to show me? I won't be as good as him, but I'll be better than I was. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of important to think about. I think a lot of guys, especially today, they kind of just focus on whatever it is they do to get a paycheck. And it doesn't occur to them to be good at other things just for the sake of being good at those other things, in case that might come up. The amount of grown men that don't know how to change a flat tire today is sad. But what happens in that once in a blue occasion, right? That once in a blue occasion when you do catch a flat, if you don't know how to handle that and you got to call on someone else, it's not going to float well with certain people, especially women. And I'm saying that because many women have told me that they liked the guy up until the point where he fumbled the ball. You know what I mean? He didn't know how to handle a certain situation that came up, and it would have been a unique situation that comes up, 1 in a million times. But that one time that it came up and he didn't know what to do, she lost all the traction for him. And I think back, to when I was growing up, because I asked myself, well, time out, why do I know this shit? You know what I mean? And then I realized these are things that my uncles and my grandfather forced me to learn, and I didn't see the value of it. I'm like, why I need to learn this? I'm not a plumber. Why I need to learn this? I'm not a carpenter, and I don't want to be one. You know what I mean? But when that time arises, and you're like, oh, you know what? I can take care of this. I can figure it out. Now you're a superstar in that moment. You know what I mean? People look at you like, oh wow, he's resourceful. So I just think men need to kind of want to, and we can't act like we don't have the time, bro. If we act like we don't have the time, we're lying to ourselves. Because dudes be playing Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Dudes be on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Dudes be having time to do other shit. Watch Lord of the Rings, all the movies back to back. You got time to watch 3 Lord of the Ring movies, bro? Come on. You got time to learn the skill set.
Wasting time.
Yeah, I mean, my man right here, Jay's over here learning Japanese, bro.
And man, listen, even with that, I always want to touch on what Ayande said. Ayande, back when you were on my man Duke and Don show, I remember something very important you said that spoke true to what my grandfather had passed on to me. I remember you said you need to know these essential things. If you can't do like at least 4 out of 5 things, you're useless to a woman. And I agree. You can't change a freaking tire. That was the first thing I learned when I got my car. My grandfather taught me that. That's number 1. Number 2, the second thing, like I said, how to balance a checkbook, how to write all your entries, things like that. Like I said, basic stuff that you, like stuff today. Like this is normal stuff today that kids have to be told what to do. And it baffles me because a lesson had to be learned whenever you're a boy. Because I said when we were growing up, there were very simple things. Girls do this, boy do this, and that's what you're responsible for. That's where you cover your own ass over. That's when I can throw you over the rug over. And the reason why I can do that is because that is what your basic needs need to be something you learn. Like I said, this is like baby level to understand this. It shouldn't be anything difficult or anything like sporadically dumb that you should not like have to have a time figuring out. It's easy. The thing is you have to, I'm part of my French, you have to shut up and listen. Like I said, and by the way, my father was military, so
yeah, that's the best type of dad.
Yeah, that's the best father. Trust me. From
military,
policeman, all that.
Real quick, I gotta get to the super chat, then we're gonna jump into the next clip, fellas. Excuse me. We got a $10 super chat from Rich. He said, "Great show, fellas. Ladies, besides sex, what 3 qualities would your future husband say that make him happy?" Let me read that again, Rich, because I read it the way you wrote it, but I'm not sure we understand it. Okay, ladies, besides sex, what 3 qualities would your future husband say that makes him happy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand the question.
Make me a dream girl.
What 3 qualities make me his dream girl?
Right.
Yeah.
Besides,
what do you have to the table?
Well, it says what 3 qualities would your future husband say that make him happy? Well, I guess what are the 3 things besides sex you would provide that make him happy? I'm guessing that's what he means. So, you want to go first?
No, I want to go last.
Well, that's why I'm making you go first. Go ahead.
This is overqualification. This is, I mean, especially in 2023, this is overqualification because the bare minimum is sex, and outside of that, they're gonna have a hard time.
I think this is the opposite side of the conversation we were just having. We were just talking about what qualifies men to be with and lead women, or to have and lead women. They have to be able to facilitate the women. So I think this is the other side of the question: is what is the woman providing? Because sex is obviously like, that's a given. Duh. That's like a car having 4 tires. That's kind of part of the deal. So yeah, so sex is a given. So what are the 3 things that would keep your husband happy?
From what I've learned so far, the first thing being submissive. That's what I think. Being submissive, supporting,
supportive.
Supportive.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Bringing peace instead of otherwise.
Yeah.
And do what you have to do at the house. Like
that was 4 things, but we're on a roll. We're on a roll. Keep going. The guys are getting happy. The guys are like, maybe marriage isn't so bad.
Don't be PC to the sisterhood. Don't be PC to the sisterhood. Don't be politically correct to the sisterhood. Like,
she was married before, so I don't think she's. She was married before, so.
Okay. I mean, the sisterhood is really not going to agree with being submissive. They're going to have a whole bunch of arguments on that. I mean,
they need to redefine it though. They don't have the correct definition.
It's just that the word sounds like.
No, the word sounds fine. It's just the way the media has used it in these recent days.
Used it.
Yeah, because the word you interpret it. The word submission is an excellent word. It's very promising. It's very promising. Okay,
My favorite word.
Right, when I played sports, I was never I was never the captain of the team. When I ran track, wasn't the captain. When I played basketball, I wasn't the captain. When I played football, I wasn't the captain. But I understood that I had to respect the position of the captain. Whether I agreed with him or not, we had to hit the field. We had to run the play that he gave in the huddle. Whatever play he gave, I'll be able to kiss my teeth. Like, I don't do this shit. Blue 14, why? This ain't the time for Blue 14. But please believe.
The thing about it is,
Blue 14.
But if you really think about it, right, you have like a lot of rapping women talking about being in a submissive position. You know, I don't want to get sexually graphic, but they're talking about all types of. I mean, I want to talk debauchery, but being tied down and being, this and that and all this stuff, which are submissive positions. But if you turn around and be like, hey, you know what, cook me breakfast, it's a problem.
Yeah, but there's a reason why though, and we got to get all the ladies' answers on this because that's what Homeboy wanted. But real quick though, women are submissive. Women are extremely submissive. Women are more submissive in modern day than they've ever been. The thing is, the submission is redirected. It's redirected to employers. It's redirected to social media. It's redirected to the elites. The elites run your chick nowadays is what it is. They tell her
Kanye
what to
said
do.
It best. Instagram got your bitch.
Right. They tell her what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Right. They tell her what to think. They tell her what to feel. They tell her what to be satisfied with and what to be dissatisfied with. That is a higher level of submission than we've ever seen in human history. And they're all marching to the same damn beat. It's a global beat. That's why when guys keep telling me those are Miami girls, I was like, no, those are girls with the internet. Those are girls with the internet, okay? Girls with the internet and a Western passport. The combination of those two things. Because these women in other countries, they have the internet. So they romanticize these ideas that Western women have. They just can't execute them because they can't leave their country. But if they figure out a way to, they figure out how to hustle a dude out of a visa or any way that they can leave that rock, please believe they're going to be just as westernized as any else. Yeah, we're going to.
Let's go to the ladies too, and then we'll go around.
Yeah. So your 3 things that's going to keep your hubby happy, your future hubby.
Husband happy. Okay. A safe place to land, no matter what, through the good, through the bad.
A safe place to land.
To land.
Okay.
I like it.
A peaceful
like that.
spot to come home.
Right.
We're amidst chaos. Let's be honest. When we step outside the doors, there's a lot of things.
He knows what to expect when he comes home. Basically, he's safe at home.
Yeah, it's safe to come to through the good and the bad.
What else? That's one thing.
And I think we should break the barrier of men fearing vulnerability or honesty and transparency.
Wait, hold on. See, now I got to put some pushback on the pushback.
Why do you guys do that?
Who said they're afraid of any of these things? Men are not afraid of these things.
But you know the consequence of that, though.
Yes.
Right, but I don't think that's fair. I think they're just conducting themselves. I think they're protecting themselves. I think we got to be careful. It's kind of like when people say, da 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 da, you homophobic. It's like, whoa. Phobia means you're afraid of it. There's a difference between not subscribing to something and being afraid of something. You know what I mean? So I don't think that men are afraid of being vulnerable. They just understand that ain't nobody gonna be there for you. You're not gonna get rewarded for being vulnerable. So you probably
when have you had a winning hand being vulnerable with a woman? I'm asking you personally.
You can, but you would have to be strong and fortified in many other areas first. You understand what I'm trying to say?
You can't go off rip on vulnerability, right?
Right, exactly. You can't. You can't lead with it.
Yeah, right.
Then why are you gonna? Why are you even making that a criteria when you know there's so many nuances to that?
No, there is.
You're leading a dude into a burning building. I'm talking about the lady in the LA hat.
I'm not telling someone to be vulnerable. I'm just saying we're not afraid of it. We just understand it's not advantageous.
I know, but I'm just saying with vulnerability, there's certain nuances to that. If a guy's vulnerable with you, he can just say one word and it's over. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
Why would you even put that dude in that position? Like, I mean, you were so comfortable with coming out and saying that type of stuff. Well, most women, if they hear one word that completely turns them off, it's over. It's a wrap.
Well, that's why I tell guys to test the water. I tell guys test the water all the time. Stop thinking a chick won't do something. Listen, you don't know what a chick will do until she's in the situation and she does what she's gonna do. Then you know how she'll handle that situation. So what I say is create the situation, falsify the situation, come home and tell her you lost your job and you don't know what the hell you're gonna do. See how she reacts. Let her believe it for a week. Take a week off. Take a week off. Then tell her you lost your job and see what happens.
Let's get the ladies on this. Let's get the ladies on this side.
No. Hold on. She got like 2 more things.
Oh, she got 2 more. I thought she got.
Here's the thing. When it comes to vulnerability, women are open to that because they want to create that safe space so the men can meet them there. Right? Rip off the vulnerability thing. No, you have to build a foundation. But once you do, that brings the woman safety to be able to feel like she can open up another layer that lays behind that.
Did anybody know what that means? I don't know what the heck.
I
don't know what the heck you just said. Was that Japanese? What the hell did she just say?
That makes sense. I don't know.
She's talking about she's talking about her first love, the guy that she really wants to be with. You're not going to give the same opportunity to any random dude. There's only one dude that can get you. Only one.
Right. But that's why I say he got all the other areas tied up is why she's like, okay, well, you got to have some kind of glitch in the armor. There got to be some nick in the armor.
A little kink in the armor.
If you're in a commitment, you meet in the middle. And when the other partner is lacking, you meet them.
That's what it is. You want him to need you want him to need you like you need him. I'm not being needy for no woman. Give us the other thing that's gonna keep your husband happy though.
What was the exclusion?
There was no exclusion. Oh, sex. Sex was the exclusion. So don't tell me about no blowjobs. Don't tell me about no.
I think the nurturing aspect that comes natural to a woman.
Okay. So
taking care of her man.
Nurturing, safe space at home. And what's the third thing?
And sticking to your word.
That I like.
Never lying.
That I like. Being able to count on her. Like I know.
Vows.
Do vows. So basically keeping the vows.
Not even that, staying true to yourself and walking in your own truth and building that.
Okay, now you're speaking another language again.
Now
you're speaking another language.
Yeah, it's like you do good and then you just fall off.
I don't know what's going on.
You had me.
I don't know what page out of Teen Magazine you're reading. All right, what are your 3 things?
When we get married and you say no girls night out, are you going to stick to that?
Girls night out.
Yeah. Hold on. Is Peter? Hold on, real quick. Is Peter in here? Because I haven't heard from Peter yet. Peter, unmute yourself. Are you in here? I'm not sure if he's in here. Okay, Peter, we got you. All right, okay, you're next.
All right, hold on. Let's get her the 3 things she'll provide her hubby. Her future.
How do you say 3 things in Japanese?
Mitsu.
Okay, go ahead. What are your 3 things?
First thing would be
that accent.
Loyalty.
Oh, sorry.
Well said.
Okay.
The second would be communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
And third, feel his stomach.
Feel his stomach. Okay.
Good cook.
You can cook?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I can agree with that.
Japanese food.
I can agree with that.
That's my favorite.
Japanese and Peruvian food.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna hold you to that. We are gonna hold you. We're gonna hold you to that. All right. Studying femininity. What you got?
Yeah. So ever since my first podcast, guys, I've been with the same man, and he told me exactly what he liked about me. And his top 3 things were he liked that I'm super sweet, he likes that I'm kind to others, and he likes that he knows if, fingers crossed for when, we have kids. After marriage, I would raise them with good morals and good ethics. Yeah. So our relationship is based off of traditional masculinity and femininity.
Okay, that was 3 things, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like so much more.
She articulates herself
Sounds like
very
so
well.
much more than 3. All right, let's get Peter in here.
What's up, Pete?
What's up, Pete? How old are you? Where you from? And what do you do?
I'm 20, and I'm in college right now.
Are you a vampire on the nights?
No, I just got
he
shitty lighting.
was like a modern Lost Boy. Remember that movie, The Lost Boys?
Oh yeah.
All right, so real quick, what's more important, the credibility and the validity of the messenger or the message itself?
The credibility of the messenger.
You think so?
I agree.
Okay. Fair enough. Can you turn your phone horizontal? Yeah, I prefer it. Thank you, brother. I like the landscape. All right. Do you have any questions or comments for any of the ladies on the panel?
I guess I would. Okay, I've got one question. Do they have follow-up question? Do they have sisters?
Okay, real quick.
Yes.
Is that any of you raise of hands who has sisters?
Yes.
Oh shit. So you're the only one that's sisterless?
Only child.
Oh, only child. That's why you're so spoiled. I'm joking.
No, not spoiled at all.
Anything else, Peter?
Yeah. So to that, do they interact or do they act the same as you? Do they share the same values as you do, or is it more? Is it even more? Do they interact? I guess values is my.
I think what you're asking is, do they have the same ideology?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think?
I think so.
You think you and your sister
We're very close. We're very close.
kind of have the same.
And very close in age too. It's only a year and a half apart.
Year and a half apart. Okay.
I think
my sister and I.
I have a question. I have a question.
I think he said. But go ahead. What'd you say?
Say that again.
Is she a redhead too?
Oh,
is she a redhead? Oh, is her sister a redhead?
Is she also a ginger? No, he said no. She said no.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you don't have a sister. Did your sister have the same ideology?
I have a pretty big family. My sisters, I would say, are a little bit more modern than myself.
Really?
Like one of my older sisters.
Do they prioritize the femininity also? Or?
Modern?
No,
they don't.
They prioritize respecting their partner, like she's engaged, but they don't prioritize femininity in the same way that I do. No.
So they're like modern women in the sense of like the gender roles are the same or interchangeable.
No, because she's not a feminist. I think the fact that she doesn't want kids. And she doesn't want kids.
Worthless. A man that doesn't produce, worthless. A woman that doesn't reproduce, worthless.
No,
quote me on that.
No, I would disagree. My sister has so much worth. I love her so much.
Yeah, but what is she producing that a man couldn't? I know, right? We'll come back to you. All right, so what about your sister? Do they have the same ideology?
Yes, I have 3 sisters, and they all like traditional. Like, they have family, kids. I'm the only.
So you're the outcast.
Yeah, and I think I'm more modern. What I do, like OnlyFans or modeling, nobody.
Do they know? Do they know about?
They know, but they don't. They don't like what I do.
But they didn't disown you yet.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to play with the nieces and nephews?
Yeah, I do.
What about your parents though? What do your parents say? Do they care?
Yeah, they don't like. But my mom, she's okay now, but in the beginning she was.
Wait, they can grasp the concept of OnlyFans?
No, they don't. They don't know about OnlyFans, but they know I'm like
Americanized,
like bikini pictures on social media.
OnlyFans in Spanish.
Spanish?
Solamente. What is that like? OnlyFans/Español.
Oh, solo. I mean, if you wanted the literal.
Well, it doesn't work like that because what happens is when something's created and it has a name, they don't translate the name. They just call it Facebook. It's not the word, the Spanish word for face and the Spanish word for book. All right. So wait, anything else? Anything else, Pete?
Yeah. So yes, I guess a question for you, Allende. How would you go about how would you go about, like, if say you were in the shoes of you were your 20-year-old self again, and you were in college, even though I know you didn't go to college and stuff. How would you try to progress as fast as possible?
What I would do is I would make a strong investment in picking the best possible mentor. I would find someone that is already where I want to be in 10 years or 15 years, and I would try to solidify a relationship and a connection with this person to whereas I'm almost like a younger brother. Like I'm that valuable to this person, to where they're willing to invest in me, and that could fast track me as well as shield me. So basically, what I'd be trying to do is eliminate as many mistakes as possible because it's going to happen, right? It's inevitable that you're going to make mistakes and have fuck ups. But if you have that mentor who's going to kind of like be a buffer to that, you can reduce it like dramatically, right? And imagine how much energy, time, resources, money, and also loss of good relationships that could prevent you. And also, it would prevent you from making unnecessary relationships because people can help you, but then people can also kind of pull you down. So just having that bird's eye view, I think, is like priceless, right? Because you couldn't even buy that. Think about it. If you can't, all right, just think about this concept, right? They keep saying money can't buy love. Money can't buy love. Okay, boom. So let's say money can't buy love, right? Money can't buy true apprenticeship and true mentorship. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I think that's just as valuable, if not more valuable, than the college education.
Isn't that your dad's job to be your mentor?
Yeah, but what if you don't have your dad, or what if your dad isn't as skilled or versed in that area of life? You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like, you could have a dad. Your dad could be in your life, love you, give you a hug every night before you go to bed. But if you want to go to the NFL, your dad ain't a football coach. You know what I'm saying? So you're still gonna have to have that exceptional coach. That's gonna make that.
Can I be your ratchet cousin? Like in the men tuition? Like I don't know. You got a Patreon or whatever. Can I join that shit and be your ratchet cousin? You know,
you want to be my ratchet cousin? We're actually you know, because we got so many things we're trying to do. It's man, we got so many things we're trying to do, bro. So we don't want to spread ourselves too thin, but we are working on on an all black you know, no offense, Pete, but we are working on an all black panel that we're gonna have at least once a week, where we can have like 4 brothers, 4 sisters, and we can have some discussions, whether they be ratchet, whether they be building the community, whatever it is. We want to have those kind of intimate conversations. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you definitely gonna come up on that, bro. J2 gonna come up on that. So
nah, Peter, hey Peter, you don't gotta overthink it, man. I mean, how tall are you, bro?
6'1".
Damn.
Oh, 6'1".
Got the height advantage.
You got height advantage. I mean,
that's one shape. Yeah.
All you gotta do is really post up women, bro. I mean, listen, just post up on women and dunk on them. It's not really that hard, especially in your position.
Hey, but just make sure they bring it value to their life, bro. They got to pay for a ticket, man.
Yeah, real. No, that's real talk, man. But I mean, you ain't got to overthink it, Peter. Hey,
no, but Peter, definitely though, invest in a mentor for sure. Because man, I'm telling you right now, bro, if some of the things that older, valuable dudes are telling me now, if they had told me 20 years ago, I'd be a multi-millionaire.
Pete,
I'm not exaggerating.
Pete,
multi-millionaire.
Pete, what are you majoring in, Pete?
Business management economics.
Damn.
Okay, well, I would suggest, I went to school for business. I would suggest getting a focus in finance, something that you can make more money. And I don't know if economics is the right path to go down, but you're still young. So I would definitely, my advice to you, I'm 35. My advice to you would be 100%, you know, look into a focus of finance or something, accounting, something where you know you can make some real money. I went to school for business management or administration, which was a dumb, useless degree because there was no focus. So if economics, you know that can get you and land you a good job, then definitely push forward with it. But I would do some research on you know, on the best major you can have that will put you in a position to make more money, and then find a mentor in that as well.
Can I drop one more thing in there too?
Why did you choose? Let me ask Peter one question. Why you choose business management? Is your family have a business?
No, they're both employees. I chose it because it pisses me off how poor most people, well, how screwed the system is becoming right now. And I got into it because I wanted to help as many people as possible, educate people on how to thrive financially and not live paycheck to paycheck.
Whoa!
So you have an entrepreneur mindset.
He has a philanthropist mindset, is what it sounds like to me. But go ahead.
I would say the I can't say that word. Yeah, that. But I also know that, like, for myself, call me selfish, but I want to be extremely wealthy. And I know, like, my focus right now is real estate. I have my real estate license, so I'm trying, like, as you said, for the mentor thing. I do have a mentor for the real estate arena that I'm in, but yeah. So I think that's sort of my focus right now, and that's sort of why I got into it too.
Well, listen, do not invest in people that do not earn your investment. I'm telling you right now, Pete, because I see it. Don't do it. Make people prove it to you, because you can't help everybody. So you have to be very diligent on how you screen people before you invest your time and your energy into them. I know you want to help people, but you need to first put yourself in a position of success and power, and then only pull people into your circle that are showing you that they're willing to do anything to establish and uplift themselves. And then you put their asses to work. You let them benefit you while you have their best interest at mind. So in other words, put people in a position where you could exploit them, but then you don't exploit them. You give them opportunities to empower themselves. But if you go out here handing out free fucking sandwiches, I'm telling you right now, you're going to kill yourself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Make them earn your help. Mm-hmm. Your help should not be free. I know you want to help people, but you can't want more for people than they want for themselves. And you can't work harder for them than they're willing to work for themselves. So just get good at creating scenarios where people can prove their tenacity to you before you start to invest. And then also, before you can lead, you have to follow. So before you can put people in a position to earn your assistance, you have to learn how to earn someone's assistance that's far, 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 far above your status. And that's why I'm saying pick that mentor and convince that mentor that you are full of potential. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have to go. The one more thing I want to tell you is while you're in college, start building your network now. Start finding those people that are promising, they're ambitious, they're dedicated, and you know that they're going to be successful. Pick those people now, because in 10 years is going to go by fast. 20 to 30 is a short decade. So pick those people now so that in 10, 15 years, they're going to be the movers and shakers, and you're going to have this rapport with them because y'all go back.
All right, guys. Yeah, let's
let's get that other clip.
Let's get the clip. We're gonna move.
And I have DJ Cuz back here. I got Junior back here. I got Seth back here. I'm gonna pull you guys up right now.
Yeah.
Listen, Jay, I'm gonna drop you down, but we're live streaming again tomorrow. And then I'm gonna try to convince SB to do Saturday or Sunday, but definitely next Monday and Tuesday. So we're gonna get you back too, my brother. Appreciate you coming through.
Don't mention it, brother. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
All right, we're gonna do the. You ready for the clip? Or
let me drop him so I can pull somebody else up. All right, Triple Black is still on.
What'd you say about
we had to pull Junior?
I said, can we add to him as being 20 years old?
Very impressive.
Hold on, why can't I get?
Yeah,
why can't I get
already
Junior
on
up?
the right path. Try everything.
I'm not sure why, Junior. I'm not sure why I can't get you up. I don't know if it's because the cameras off. Your cameras off. I don't know why I can't get Junior up, but I'm gonna pull DJ Cuz in the meantime.
Peter.
All right. Guys in the chat, if we can mute them real quick because we're gonna play the clip.
Yeah, we're gonna mute you guys real quick. We're gonna play the clip,
and then we'll get right at you.
Yeah, they muted themselves. Thank you, guys. All right.
In the West, you don't raise your children and you don't own your children. In the modern world where they convince a woman to get a job, man to get a job, the parents are out working all day. School and the internet and the matrix raise your children. You talk to them for 10 minutes at the end of the day and they go to bed. You're fighting with your 10 minutes against endless hours of the most entertaining programming or the most forceful programming, convincing them of ideas that you perhaps don't agree with. I've seen it myself on YouTube. I've seen a guy in America driving his car and his kids were in the back seat and he was arguing with them about an issue. And they was like, where did you hear that? School? He's like, why did the school tell you that? That's not true. And his own children are arguing with him because they learned it in school. Have you ever tried to take your children out of school? You'll get fined. You'll get in trouble. If you don't give your kids away to the brainwashing, you'll get in trouble. You don't raise your own kids anymore. It's insanity.
Is he out of jail yet?
Yes.
Yes, he's home already. He's home already.
Has he
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Wow.
Boy, they get so triggered with Andrew Tate.
Who? Who's they?
Remember, he had no charges, so he was locked up with no charges pending. So think about that. That means they can lock up anybody.
Yeah, and they had to keep on. They had to keep on petitioning to extend the hold. They held him far longer than they were supposed to. They just kept on coming up with cockamamie reasons to hold him for longer so that they could auction off all his shit.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah, they
That was the point of trying to keep him locked up, was to hopefully bankrupt him. His businesses go into default. That's what they try to do. They try to hit you with the money first.
What you say?
So we're gonna go around with the ladies real quick, or we're gonna go?
Yeah, definitely. So did you heard it? Because that's why I wanted you to wear the headphones. You heard it. Right?
Part of it.
So basically, he was talking about how difficult it is to raise children in the West because, man, I hate when people be like, "You're an Andrew Tate fan." First of all, I'm a nobody fan. Second of all, Andrew Tate has not said anything that I haven't said long before I knew there was an Andrew Tate. Like I've been telling people for over a decade and a half, that I don't have children specifically because in the West you can't have children as a man. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Women can have children in the West. Men can't have children in the West. We can have access to our children at the discretion of the women. So technically speaking, my children aren't mine.
Right.
They're like lent to me. You know what I'm saying? By my woman, and she can take them away wherever the hell she wants, like a car that's in her name. All right, but go ahead. What do you think about
Well said, brother. Well said.
Them having the women going to work and having the men going to work, and basically the children are being raised by the school, which is the indoctrination system, and then when they are not at school, it's pretty much the media that's influencing them. So that's basically the gist. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that kids are too exposed to the world and not you're trying to raise them, but you're going against all the time they spend outside schools with friends and social media is really hard.
So you did hear everything he said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what he said. And these are all things that I've been saying. Because I remember going through this. I remember my grandparents being extremely strict and me saying, "Damn, man, can I have some cereal? Can a nigga live? Can I have some Tony the Tiger? Can I have some Frosted Flakes?" And the child, no, I'm not. I want that American foolishness. I slackness, doc. I'm like, Dad, it's just cereal. You know what I'm saying? But
that's love.
There's a constant fight, right?
Right. What about you? What do you think?
Wait, which is the specific question that we're
Well, the
asking?
specific question is, how do you feel about Andrew's take on trying to have more of an influence on your children than the overall dominant society? Is that true or false?
I don't know him, but I do know that he's very specific on masculine and feminine roles that we should, as a society, fold to. And I don't think it's that. I think we should look at each other like human to human. Who adds more value? Who has the more knowledge at this moment in time? And go back and forth and really feed off each other and propel each other forward.
But isn't that kind of the same thing? You said humans. Humans come in male or female.
Right.
You said who's better, smarter, and more equipped in this role, and that's kind of the division between women and
so you're
men.
saying that
And then you said that we're inspiring each other, and that's kind of what femininity and masculinity does.
But that's causing a category for each.
What? It's not causing a category. The category was already there.
It's a gender.
We have up.
Yeah, but it's
Hold on.
placing people in a box.
Hold on. Can up exist without down?
Never. No.
Can left exist without right?
No.
Can right exist without wrong?
No.
Can light exist without dark?
No.
So then
But
why do
can
we have a
men
problem with
also
men and
fool
women being two different categories?
when a woman has
Because we don't want women to be logical.
you don't want
I don't,
women to, wait,
I don't
what
need
was
my
that?
woman to be logical. I just need my woman to cooperate.
Right.
I've realized recently that it's not even important whether she understands what I'm saying. What's important is that she cooperates.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, ladies. When you are cooperative and you listen to us, then we can you're automatically you can be molded to us, right?
And you can be as sensitive and emotional as you want.
Exactly.
Because I'll do the logical part.
If you're not cooperative, then there's just it's like
nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing goes.
You can't win a game.
If you're cooperative.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
It's because they want to be a boss. That's the problem.
Yeah.
See, when you
Hold on, the lady said no. You
So,
said no.
but that's the issue, though. The issue
All right,
is because.
I got two disagrees on this couch. All right.
So let me explain why.
Hold on. Let DJ finish.
Oh, go ahead, DJ.
Well, the reason why I'm saying being a boss, because when you're dealing with men who are actually the authoritarians of the world, and you want to be a boss, that means you want to be equal to the man. We know women are not equal. Women consider themselves equal because they think they're a boss, and that's the issue.
Not because we think we're a boss, because we're all humans and we need to meet at the same level ground. I don't think
That's
of
what I'm
myself
saying.
of above or below.
We just want men to listen to us.
Hold on. But here's the thing. This is what you're missing, though, because you're throwing that out, and that's what they kind of categorize as shaming language, which is actually lazy language, right? You're being lazy when you do that. You're not actually making a strong point. You're just simply saying, no, I'm supposed to get equal because I'm a human. Hold on. It doesn't work that way, though, because a NASCAR driver and a regular everyday, standard driver's license holding person, they're not equal drivers. All right. Yeah. I'm not going to trust the average person to drive my Ferrari or Lamborghini at 120 miles per hour. Yeah. But if this dude used to race for NASCAR, I'll be like, all right, but no eating in my car. Okay. You can speed, but no eating in my car. They are not equal drivers.
Okay, but
no, hold on. Let me just kind of finish my point a little bit, though. So what I'm trying to say is there's a different level of responsibility on a NASCAR driver. He can do some reckless shit with the car because he has a higher level of responsibility. He's earned the trust to go out there and do what he do. Now, women are saying they want equal say and equal power and equal control, but we all know at the end of the day they don't want equal responsibility. When the shit goes wrong, they don't want equal responsibility. So the part that women keep on missing, because this is what women like to do, they only like to see the things that look glamorous and the things that look powerful and strong and good about the male position. They never look at the other side. So women will say, how come there aren't equal female CEOs? How come there aren't equal female this and that and these nice, strong roles that make great money? You get to wear nice suits and all this other shit, but you never hear women say, that is so unfair that only 2% of the sanitation is females. We need more female garbage women. Why are there not women cleaning the sewers? This is sexism. This is discrimination. Why are not women cleaning toilets? Why are not women dying on fishing boats to get my lobsters and my crabs? They never say that. And they never say, how come I'm not being blamed equally? How come it's not my fault that the company is collapsing? I want to be blamed for fucking up this Fortune 500 company. No, they don't say that. They say, how come women aren't running this successful Fortune 500 company?
Can I add to that?
I mean, would you hire a boss that has an 80% chance of failing?
Absolutely not.
Okay, then why the hell would you marry a female boss? Like a female wife?
These days, men are like feminine.
No. Answer the question.
No. Hold on. I agree with that 100%. Right? But the reason why? Hold on.
I think he got a point. Y'all got to hear him out. I think he got a point.
I'm gonna use that as an example of why men need to stay in the leadership role.
Yes.
Because the reason why we got these weak ass men's out here is because they want raised by no man. A man never raised them. Right. So the problem is women are thinking, I don't need no man to raise my children. I don't need no man to raise my king. First of all, he's not a king. Check your vocabulary. He's not this. He's not the son of a king, so he was never a prince. He's not a king, baby. Stop throwing random words out there that don't mean shit. They just sound good to say, because men don't do that. Men don't just throw words and things around to make themselves feel good. Men use language the way it's supposed to be used when they're raised by men. They're taught to say what they mean. They're taught to look each other in the eye. They're taught to shake each other's hands like men and make promises that they're going to keep. But when they're raised by women, they have the mindset of women. They have the emotional control of women. They have the level of commitment as women. They take the level of accountability that women take. They have the mannerisms that women have. And then they end up being fuckboys, weak-ass boyfriends that can't lead. And then the women have the nerve to say, that's why I need to step up and lead. No, that's why the generations of women before you needed to have kept the father in the picture. Then he would be responsible for any flaws in the son. He would be responsible. But when the woman says, I don't need a man, and she raises him, guess what? Now she's responsible. And what do modern women do? Hold on. And what are modern women not doing? Taking responsibility or accountability for the failures of their children. Do you now see why men need to just go ahead and lead? That's why they need to go ahead and lead.
I feel like that was so far off from my message.
All right, hold on. Let's get
So I guess I just have a hard time signing on to black and white statements. Like,
Me too.
DJ, when you said women cannot be authoritative in a relationship sense, for me that doesn't work. Like, I want to be the submissive, cooperative. So I don't want to be the leader. I don't want to be the authoritarian. But when I think about my career, which is dissected from my relationship, they're not the same. I don't approach them with the same energy. I hold a position of leadership, and I do well in that position of leadership.
I'm not talking against that. That you're right about that.
I wouldn't be where I'm at in grad school if I didn't have authority over my own education to be the literal 1% type of student that gets into the position where I'm at. But in the relationship sense, for traditional relationships, I do agree with you.
That's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about business-wise, because as business, you have to put on that suit. You have to. But when you're home with that man, you have to literally, like you said, if you submit to your man, that's perfect, because you know how to cut it off. A lot of women don't, though. A lot of women, and I'm not going to say, it's been a proven fact.
Real quick, I've said this in other classes and other streams, guys. Some of you women that want to be bosses or you want to go to school, that's fine. I talked about it when you were here. That's fine. Just remember, you got to be able to cut that shit off. Cut that shit off. That's not the song, but I'm gonna say it like this damn song. But literally, ladies, you got to be, superwoman at your job. If you're a manager, whatever it is, if you have one of those positions that are very masculine, where you're telling people what to do, you got to go home and you got to take some damn acting classes or something. You have to learn to do that.
It's not even
because a lot of women, I'm just saying, whatever you can. You are the minute.
No, but see, that's what I wanted to say. You're not. Hold on, DJ. Cuz there's two. Hold on.
Hay hombres que te ponen en la situación de masculino. I'm saying some guys put you in the masculine energy.
No, of course, because they're fuck ups. They're fuck ups.
But women can be feminine.
Hold on. Let me make one. Hold on. I want to make one thing clear, because I don't want this to be misinterpreted. So I have to keep reminding women exactly what I mean here. I'm not saying that men are supposed to lead simply because they have a penis. That's not what I'm saying. All men aren't leaders, and all men aren't entitled to women. And the way things are supposed to work is that the men at the top have access to all the women. And that's simply the way nature works. You can look at every other mammal on the planet. The dominant males of that species have access to the women. Everyone else dies never reproducing. And in the animal,
like real access,
right? And in the animal kingdom, not reproducing means virgin. It doesn't mean they was getting butt, but they didn't get nobody pregnant. It means they ain't getting no butt, because in the animal kingdom, all butt results in pregnancy. So I'm just making that clear. I'm not telling women you're supposed to follow a man just because he's a male. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're supposed to choose a man based on his leadership skills.
Yeah.
And once you choose said man, you fall in line. So I tell women, I tell women all the time, the part that's selective is not whether or not you cooperate, be feminine, and be submissive. That's not the part that you get to pick and choose.
Yeah.
You get to pick and choose the dude that you commit to.
Yeah.
Now, what I wanted to say to studying femininity is you have to understand, I'm not discrediting you. What I'm saying is you are the minority.
And I hate that I'm
Okay?
the minority.
So-
I'm trying to coach.
So I'm tired of women acting like
Very small.
there are some legit lady bosses out there. Does not mean that women in general have boss qualities, because they don't. Just like a hot, okay. Just saying what you said. At the end of the day, men are still going to outperform women in business. They're going to outperform women in athletics. They're going to outperform women in a lot of things. I've had my ass beat in basketball by a woman before. I've had my ass beat in tennis by a woman before. What else? There's a few.
Ice skating,
There's a few sports. There's a few sports I've had my ass whooped.
Also because it's real quick. It's also
I
because
just have
women-
one question for. I mean, why is it so antiquated? I mean, like we have women on this panel that are from different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Spanish. I think we had an Asian woman. I mean, and then we have a sister on here. You know, shout out to the sister. Why is it so like it's crazy to me? Like you understand your culture, you know, and you know it's not the same culture as this Western shit.
Right.
But yet you're not willing to just say, hey, you know what, man, back home, we wasn't like this. Why is that? Like, why do you fight so hard?
She here now. That's why. She here now. She's alive.
I mean, say you don't want to validate what we're talking about. I mean, you know,
We do. I
back
think
at home.
like we're all speaking the same language.
Yeah.
All of us females coming from whatever culture, we're just saying absolutely it's natural to fall into the submissive role, and that's what females like to do. They want to be the nurturer. But hey, if you don't have that safety or that foundation,
This is the safest country on the damn planet. You better stop with your
we got to stop saying that. That's crazy to say. But the problem is that you guys have choice, and that's the issue. So you have a choice now. So it's like, okay, whatever I want to choose. So then you choose the wrong thing. Oh well, you know what? On to the next one. That's the issue.
Right.
You're literally willing to go on to the next one instead of trying to figure it out, fix it. That didn't happen back in the days. And remember, you hold the key to sex.
They don't want to
compromise.
You need to
anymore.
stay with the same one instead of go on to the next. Y'all need to do.
Right.
But
They
yet
don't.
we're
y'all don't wanna do
pushing the women divorcing men more than the men just moving on.
And then it's not doing you guys any justice.
Hold on,
You
this
guys
is
are
the thing.
alone, stressed out, on pills.
Right, but listen, this is the thing. I'm gonna address it to Nicole, because Nicole has the hardest time understanding that there is a clear difference between men and women. This is the thing you have to understand. This is biological shit. Men are designed, right, to acquire options. We have to earn our options, and earning our options are a combination of how hard we're willing to work and what risks we're willing to take. That's very important that you understand and accept that. Okay? So as a man, if you're going to be scared money, you don't want to take no risk, you are not going to get no gain. Your gain is going to be limited. And then also, you're going to have to be willing to work hard. And it has to be a combination of both. Because if you're only willing to do one, you're not going to succeed. If you're only willing to work hard, you're going to become a slave. You're going to be found by someone that's going to exploit that work.
Is
You
that both?
just listen. I want you to learn something here. I want you to learn something. If you're just a hard worker, someone will find and elect that so that they can exploit it. If you're a hard worker without the component of risk, you will always work hard for someone else. Because being your own boss and building and creating your own has a component of risk. But if you take the risk and you don't put in the work, again, another dead end. So you have to combine both as a man to expand your options. Now, as a woman, your options are handed to you. They're handed to you from the beginning, and how many of them you have in the range of them is based on the component of another two things: how beautiful you are, and that's pretty much by chance, and how well you take care of yourself. And the other thing is your youth. Those two things are going to afford you whatever the fuck options you're going to have in life. Now, because of that, women are prone to focus on options. They're prone to focus on choosing, whereas men are prone to focus on what risk should I take, which is why we need our fathers to encourage us as well as to develop us so that we'll be good at performing, but also have the courage and the confidence to take those risks. It's your father that says, get out there and play football. Don't be afraid to get hit. You see what I'm saying? It's your father that says, stand up to that bully, but I'm going to teach you how to fight so that you have the skill set when you do have to stand up to that bully. And then he's going to develop the skills necessary to be a dominant man, which is going to open up his options. It's going to open up his mating options, and it's going to open up his earning options. But now the woman's struggle is being guided on how to make good decisions since she's bombarded with so many options.
Yeah.
So what has the modern society done? They've taken away the guidance, which would be the father, and they got the mother off working somewhere, so she can't help the daughter make good decisions. And then they increase the decisions. They increase the options. So now women are like, oh my God, we have more options than ever. And we're more ill-equipped to make a good decision than ever. So now the chicks can't choose. They're worse at choosing, and they're all alone in the choosing, but the options are even more. So they're like, I don't know which one to pick. Right. So even when they do pick, they can't even be satisfied and commit to the pick that they made because they're like, yeah, but there's another pick here and that might be better. And there's another pick there and that might be better. Right. And there's another pick there that might be better. And they're fucking up their value by bouncing around from different choice to different choice to different choice. But if the father was there, he would help her make a better choice initially. And then he would help guide her with how to stay with that choice. So I guess at the end of the day, bring back the dads.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go to the next clip. We got one more or two more.
Oh, yeah. But hold on. Triple Black, if you got any last words, we got to get them from you, brother, because Seth's been waiting, bro. I apologize, Seth. We're going to pull you up right now. You're next. What's up, Triple Black?
Man, thank you for having me on the panel. I know it was sooner or later I had to get off this shit, but hey, anyways, man, now we got to collaborate, man. Your boy, go to nocupcakezone.com. You already know, not .com, but
do you have my Instagram?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you shoot me a DM, please?
Yeah, man. We'll collaborate, man.
Sure, man. Definitely. I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Let's get Seth on.
Seth, bring up Seth. What's up, Seth?
Let me get him on there. Seth, what's going on, brother?
Oh, you gotta unmute yourself.
Oh yeah, you gotta unmute yourself, brother. Yeah, you gotta do it. We don't have. We
should be a little microphone there.
Yeah, there you go.
Mentuition, you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. What's up, brother?
What's good, Mentuition Academy? Appreciate y'all having me on.
No doubt. Thanks for waiting, man. Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah. So, did you have any questions for the ladies or anything you wanted to?
Well, first let me ask them. What is more important? What's more valuable? The validity of the messenger himself or the message that he is delivering? So I guess what's more important, the integrity of the mailman or what's in the letter? What's in the letter?
I would say in most cases, Allende is going to be the contents of the message itself. And here's why, because you can copy and paste that message to any person who's hearing it and they can apply it and they can get the same result.
Right.
You know, like for example, any guy can listen to your channel, and if they, for example, right, they get in that gym, they get out here and they cold approach as much as humanly possible, like you recommend. They can get out here and they can get themselves some results.
Right. So it doesn't matter if I'm gay. It doesn't matter if I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? All that matters is that you take my advice, guys. All right?
Well, here's what I'll say real quick, Seth. I think the important thing is that you don't tell me about the messenger. I don't need you to tell me who that person is. Give me the message. Tell me what it is that I need to hear, and I don't need to know the backstory about the messenger. That might skew your view once you know about them, and or even if it's a good message, whatever. But if you copy and paste it, don't say "and this person was a X." You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a big fact.
So I'm intuition. Here's the thing. Like, hold
on. What you say?
I do think that.
No. Seth.
You're asking me?
No, Seth.
I do think that you know the messenger can there are, you know, case by case, right? I think in some situations where you're almost put in a position where you have no choice but to look at the messenger, right? Like for example, Allende, you know, let's say you are standing next to a guy who's like half your size, and y'all giving the same advice, who do you think people are gonna be more likely to listen to? Does that make sense?
That's true. I mean, that's true.
The
too.
wisest
But it's still the same message, though.
But
Still the same message.
You just
You have
insulted.
a point.
No. It does get tricky though, because for example,
one. No insults.
hold on.
I'm messing with you.
Hold on. It gets tricky though, because my first trainer was a female. So like I was already stronger than her. I was already bigger than her, but I learned so much from her. And then there's also dudes that are old and retired. And it's like they know a hell of a lot more than a young dude that looks phenomenal. So it is really tricky, man. Like I agree with Seth though. I think the message is more important, but maybe I have a different level of discernment than the average person. Maybe I'm a little bit better at smelling bullshit. Maybe I'm a little bit better at seeing what resonates and doing some more independent research and seeing what kind of lines up. But then when Grover came on and said how important it is to lead by example, I agree with that too. So I agree with Seth that it is kind of depending on the case and the situation. I think it gets tricky. But overall, I think a lot of young people are getting too caught up in the personal affairs of who's giving information. Pearl being the case in point that we want to highlight right now. You know, and I talk to Pearl a lot behind the scenes, bro. So it's like none of the things that are being said now about Pearl surprise me, because these are things that I kind of noticed earlier. But I didn't put a magnifying glass on it because I didn't feel like it mattered. I felt like I have to make smart business decisions with who I deal with, regardless of what their personal ideology is, right? So, for example, you could call her racist all day, right? When she wants to hire me, she's offering me a higher salary than any black person I know. So, how caught up can I be on this whole racist conspiracy? Because at the end of the day, where is all these black women supporting me? I don't see them. I had a black woman tell me that all you paint is white bitches. All you paint is white people.
Be careful.
I'm a commission artist. I pay what people pay me to pay. So why are you using the energy to come on here and try to accuse me of being, I don't even know what the accusation is, but you didn't come up on here to support this local artist. You didn't come up here to commission a painting of your auntie or your sister or yourself. You didn't commission a painting of a black person. So why are you on here throwing around these accusations? You don't even know me personally. And that's the first thing you say to me. So you're making assumptions rather than greetings, brother. I like your artwork. I was wondering, why is it that you don't seem to paint many brown faces? And then you would get an explanation. So all I'm saying is that information is important. Context is important. And the content itself is important if it's true and if it's valid, and it's our responsibility to find out whether or not it's true, rather than being lazy and relying on the personal character of the messenger, because someone could just be really good at lying.
Seth, do you have any questions for the ladies or anything you want to touch on? We just want to get you in here. The ladies are definitely open ears right now.
You know what? I had something for LA hat, but she over here.
No, she can hear you. She can actually hear you.
She has headphones on.
Yeah, the headphones are Bluetooth.
She can't.
So
We'll be back. We'll give the question.
What's the question?
It actually wasn't a question. It was just some additional commentary on a point that you guys were making earlier in terms of differences between men and women.
Okay.
So, like, I know that Ayanda, you were saying that she has a particularly tough time, I guess, digesting that reality, if you will. Right.
Okay. So before you get into that, you have to tell us how old are you, and what do you do for a living, and your relationship status, because women they look at the character. So she's gonna say, if he's more broke and ugly, I don't give a damn what he say. So you gotta tell us how old are you, what you do.
Be fair.
All right. So
I have to say all that. I have to say our age and everything.
All right. So age 31 years old. So
31.
You said 31.
31 years old. That's the age.
Okay.
So I'm in the banking field by day, and I'm a law school student by night.
Take that, Nicole. Take that.
I check me. Check me out, man. I got the sister giving me applause over there. And she wearing my favorite color.
What? Olive is your favorite color?
Green.
Money.
Oh, yeah,
Olive,
well, at least tonight.
olive or green?
The color of money.
Huh? Olive or green is your favorite color?
I would say olive green, or either one, honestly, either one.
That is an oddball color to be like olive
green.
Honestly, it's a color that, let me put it like this, right? Like everybody has 2 or 3 colors that look good on them. That's one that looks great on me.
Fair enough. I like Eddie Bauer shit. That's olive green.
Good luck with the bar.
So Seth, what was your comment you said about
Yeah,
so like, okay, the funny thing is, and I'm pretty sure Allende has kind of, I'm surprised he didn't say this tonight. I feel like he said something either like exactly like this or pretty similar. But it's funny that I guess, a lot of women would like to be in the same spot as, like your Fortune 500 CEOs, and they envy that sort of power and that sort of influence. But the funny thing is, women have always had, power and influence of their own.
Yep.
Within the homes.
Because they can get a dude that's in that position.
And here's the thing. I'll give you, and I've seen this firsthand, ladies. I've seen this firsthand. Like, Allende and SBK, tell me this: who has the power usually? The man between the dad and the mom, who primarily has the power to make all the children in the home think that dad is either a hero or a complete piece of shit.
It's the woman. The woman has the influence, is what it is.
Exactly.
Right.
And the funny thing is, and that same influence does carry out in many other facets of life and society. And in fact, like, and Allende, here's the thing. If you usually, point of fact, if you want to, Allende, who do you see in the gyms at these supplement corners? You don't see no dudes up in there. It'd be the women peddling these supplements that you ain't even heard of sometimes.
Because you have the influence. Listen, let me tell you something. An IG model, an IG influencer has the potential to make just as much as a star bodybuilder, as a top 10 bodybuilder in any category, male in any category. She can make just as much as a men's physique guy. She can make just as much as a bodybuilding guy, a 212 guy, a classic guy, and you never heard of this broad. A top 10 guy in the world, a top 10 guy that everybody in every country has heard of that follows the sport, but yet some chick, Kathy S. Fitness 349, has the potential to make just as much money, have just as much followers. It's crazy. But see, this is the thing. Women nowadays haven't been taught how to use their feminine influence. Let me give you guys a quick anecdotal story that I thought was very interesting, and all the other guys kind of noticed it at the same time I did. So I was in Staples. I'm trying to do my thing, get my stuff printed by my homie up in there. So I'm like, I'm trying to get a little discount, right? So I'm in there doing my thing, and it's me, someone else in line behind me, and here comes this beautiful sister. She was actually Haitian. She comes in tall, slim, looked like a model, beautiful face, right? No bumps on her face, nothing, right? Perfect face, right? So she comes in and she's just there looking all innocent and whatever. And he kind of like looked at her and nodded and, kind of said, "Did you have a question?" Mind you, he's working with me right now. It's my damn turn, right? I'm putting in my little print me at Staples code, right? And there's somebody behind me. So he just asked her a simple question. Like he asked her something simple like, you know how when a cashier will say, "Hey, are you paying with cash or credit?" So they can kind of let you know ahead of time if you're paying with cash or in the wrong line. It was one of those questions. It wasn't a cut the line question. It was just, are you doing this or this? Like I think he said, "Are you picking up or printing?" Something like that. And she was like, "Well, I just have a quick question." And he's like, "Okay, what it is?" And of course, it was something different, right? But she was super feminine, super soft spoken. And she's like, "Yeah, this is." And he's like, "Well, you got to go pull it up yourself." And she's like, "Oh, but I don't know how, and poor me, so helpless." And he was like, "All right, come around here, let me show you how to do it." And he's like, "You got to do this and do this, and you got it." And she's like, "I think, but I'm not too sure." And he's like, all right, let me just do it for you. And I'm over there like, nigga.
And that's a power, and that is a power that you guys mostly have. We gotta be.
But hold on, I want to point out what's very important about this story. She was a sister. So this is the opposite of how most Western Black women operate, the extreme opposite. So then he starts helping her doing what she's doing. And I'm an extremely observant brother. And I don't let nobody cut me in line. I don't care if you're 6'4". I'll meet you in the parking lot, bro. You're not going to cut me. Right? So she's doing her stuff now. And then she says, "Oh," and he's like, "Well, I got to get it from your phone." And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, oh my God, my phone is about to die. I hope it doesn't die while we're doing this. It's only on 3%. So I elected to go to the car and get the damn car charger. So I go and get the USB out the damn car, and I come back and I say, "Hey, listen, this is the longest one I could find. So you'll be able to."
That is the power.
She was like, "Oh."
The power.
Right? So he plugs the phone's charging. And I said, "Listen, sister, I saw what you did." She's like, What did I do?" I was like, "I saw what you did, man. You cut me in line, and that's okay." She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I?" I was like, "Listen, you know what you did, and I like the way you did it. right? I said, I wish there was more sisters that were like you, that lead with their femininity, because with that, you can get anything you want. She said, that's not what I did. I said, that's exactly what you did, right? She had everybody in the Staples at her beck and call. There was people that don't even work in Staples. I was like, can I do anything for you? Can I help you? You see what I'm trying to say? So the point that I'm trying to make is that women have this power already. The point is, it's not being taught to them. And one of the ways that they don't recognize this power as early as they usually do is when the father is not in the house, because that's when they discover that power. When they're like 3-4 years old, they're like, oh, hold on. I could just make a face and make a sound and my dad will do whatever. He will forgive me for whatever. My brother can do this and do that, and I can just start crying or start pouting.
What?
And I get what
the
hell is
Oh my
Can
God.
I add something to that?
Sit down. Seth has to tell you
What is
something.
this? A shot?
Oh my God.
Why are you trying to get everybody drunk? She's
Yeah.
already drunk.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Hennessy. Oh no.
We know what you did at band camp. All right, sit down.
Gentlemen.
Seth has something
Go
to
ahead,
tell
DJ.
you.
Yeah, let me add something to that. So I was recently talking to a young lady. So I'm 43, so I'm gonna just give y'all my age real quick since y'all don't know.
Aging good. Coconut water. Go ahead.
All right. So the young lady I was talking to, I was asking her questions about how come she wasn't with a significant other for 10 years. She haven't had a relationship for 10 years. She said it was because of her kids. And I said, don't you think that is a bad thing? That your child did not see you with a man, did not see you interacting with the man, and now you're going to want to interact with the man, and now that's going to be weird with the child, because how are you going to introduce that if it's something that's brand new to the child never seen you with a man? And she's saying that that is a problem she's having. So I think women need to understand you cannot, go a long time without being in a relationship.
Yeah, but I definitely think femininity feeds off of masculinity, and I think both femininity and masculinity feed off of masculinity. So y'all probably thinking, wait, that don't make no sense. What are you saying? You're not making any sense. No. Hold on. I think what happens is masculine men challenge each other, right? And they enhance each other's masculinity because they keep upping the ante, right? They work together to accomplish tasks, right? And they teach each other things. So that's one of the beautiful things about the brotherhood is that if everybody's coming in with value, if everybody has a value, everybody has a skill set, they come in and they're able to help each other and they're able to coach each other, right? And basically help each other get better and stronger in different areas, and they become more confident, kind of like that strength in numbers concept, right? And then what happens is when the women get around these type of dudes, right? Let's just say, for example, let me paint a picture. Let's say you got a guy and he bought a lot of land and he decided that he wants to build his own house. He decided that he wants to build his house for his family and he wants to have this legacy. And I'm using this story because I personally know somebody that chose to do this. One of my homeboys, Jay from Texas. We used to work together in Dallas. He got married. He decided to build his own house from scratch, right? It's something his father did, and he decided he wanted to do it too. So he bought a lot of land, and they started getting the materials. He wanted to build his own damn house. So he had to call on his brothers, right? He had to call on his boys from college, his homies from his fraternity and stuff like that to come and help him build his house, right? So now what happens is when the women see these men out here like literally building something, that's community building, like one-on-one, they got to go grab some lemonade. You know what I'm saying? They got to come out and serve these boys. They got to attend to them. So it's like
So lemonade.
You want to do it.
Right. So what happens is like that masculinity right there made that femininity come out more, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So like I remember one time my brother was having a problem with some dude because my brother always dated like really cute Latin chicks, and some dude was trying to push up on this chick, and the dude like was bigger, and all like that. My brother was like, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, homeboy, I can't beat you, but I'm gonna fight you. And he's like you acting like you want to fight, I'm gonna fight you if you keep trying me. And my brother was like, look, you most likely gonna win, but you're not gonna take my bitch though. He's like, when you whoop me, my girl gonna be over here attending to my wounds.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. He put the beats on my brother.
Yeah.
And she was attending to his wounds. You understand what I'm trying to say? But him not backing down. You understand what I'm trying to say? It pulled the nurturing out of her.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
Because even though he lost the fight, she knew I don't got no punk though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he lost the fight, but look who he lost the fight to though.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I just think that the world feeds off of masculinity. It feeds off of masculinity because when you subtract a man from the equation, women start taking on masculine traits.
Right.
But when you subtract a woman from the equation, the man is not affected.
Right.
He don't start becoming feminine.
Yeah.
He just does what he does.
Let's get to the last clip. You want to do the last clip or what do we want to do?
Yeah, we got one more clip, but Steph has something to say to Nicole, so I want her to hear it.
Let's hear it.
He has something to say. Go ahead, Steph. I think she heard it.
No, I didn't. Well,
He didn't say it. Steph, what do you have to say to Nicole?
I thought she could hear it the whole time, but I'll say it again, no problem. So what I was telling the panel earlier was that, I was going back to the point that, that you guys were talking about earlier. You know how Allende was saying that you have a tough time, digesting the idea that men and women are different, right? And so here's the thing, especially with the CEO stuff, the boss babe type conversation, women oftentimes want to have that same power and influence that men have. And I was just saying that women have always had a sort of power and influence that is their own. For example, and the example that I gave was that within the home, they have the power to basically turn all the children, the entire family towards the husband, and they have the same power to turn everybody against him, which is to say they have the power of influence. And Allende even added on to that by it's an example we both kind of bounced off of. Like, for example, in gyms, who do you see mostly peddling, these new supplements that come out? You see mostly, at least in my experience, I've seen mostly beautiful women behind the counters peddling the supplements, because I think intuitively understand that, putting the opposite sex, putting women behind their brand is going to do a whole lot more to get things out even further and in a more efficient manner.
Everybody knows that, even Fresh and Fit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why even in the manosphere, you're seeing it now.
That's why I brought the women in, because I knew that's what was gonna make people want to watch that damn show.
I did that intuitively, because a woman adds a different value than a man does.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's
so,
and that's all we were trying.
I'm not saying one is over the other. I'm saying
you're saying that they're equal, though.
No, not equal. They add different qualities.
And the fun, you know what?
That's what I mean. Distinctly different.
Distinctly different for sure.
Right. So women shouldn't try to
do what men do. Naturally be submissive to a guy that she feels that she can be too.
No.
But
see, that's you always lose us at some point.
And the funny thing is, LA, most guys are not gonna argue with you on the equal thing, because again, they're not gonna.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to change that narrative.
You can't change the narrative. It's called
can't.
nature.
You can't, right? But that's why I came today to be like, you know what? This is so divided that we need to really realize what's really important. And COVID really brought that humility into my life, that, all this material, the shine and thing, whatever, when you put that mask on, we're all unified.
Can I try two concepts on you real quick?
Please.
And you tell me if I'm wrong. You don't think that men and women perform better when they're kept distinctly separate? Have you ever heard the idea that distance makes the heart grow fonder?
I have, but I also don't think you should box people.
No.
And categorize.
No, we're not boxing people and categorizing. The creator made us that way. So what I'm saying is boys learn better and become better men when they're kept separate from women.
You think?
I don't think. I know.
I think a woman's perspective, because it's more emotional, and a man's perspective is more analytical, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a man by nature, I agree, should lead. I do agree with, specific gender roles. But for the most part, if you don't have that man that you don't feel that safety with, the woman can never be submissive to.
Okay,
you.
hold on. I have to say, I gotta stop you again. Saying that a woman should start becoming submissive and feminine and cooperative when she meets the right guy, Let me go ahead and use one of Myron's tactics that works so well. So I have to use it. I have to admire it. It works well. You have to turn the tables for women to understand, because they don't just get raw. They don't just get raw. Hold on. They don't understand. Hold on. They don't understand this raw figurative speaking or analogies. They only understand it when you can put in a personal feeling and twist on it for them. So let's turn the tables, and I want you to imagine a guy coming to you like, kind of feminine, not really masculine, not really strong, not much of a leader, not much of an earner, and he's coming to you and he's like, girl, if you're the right one, I'm gonna go ahead and start being masculine.
Right.
Girl, if you're the right one, I'm gonna go ahead and start becoming successful. You know what? If you're the right one, I'm gonna grow 2 inches for you, girl. No. Oh yeah, girl, this 5'9" gonna be 5'11" if you're the right one. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't.
You gotta already be the woman you are over there. He gotta already be the man that he's supposed to be over there, and then you pick the guy that you think is the best choice for you. But you need to have already been feminine, already been cooperative, already be submissive. That's how that needs to work. Now back to my other school of thought that I want you to think about. If men and women embrace their roles, they embrace their biological identities, and they stay away from each other, they stay apart. We socialize in school the boys with the boys. We socialize in school the girls with the girls. The boys get older and they do more and more complex male things. They take wood shop. They take metal shop. They are on sports teams. They learn leadership. They learn cooperation. They learn teamwork. They learn how to build. They learn how to fight. They learn how to resolve conflict. They learn how to earn. They learn to understand business. They learn all of these things over here on the male side of things from other men and males. The women are over there with their home ec. They're over there knitting sweaters or whatever the hell they do.
Are they?
Right? They're learning.
I see a grad school
They're learning. They're learning how to nurture children and do whatever it is that they're doing, and they're learning it from women that have mastered this, right? And then they get their moments when they get to interact with each other.
Right.
Now he's bringing so much masculinity because that's all he knows. She's bringing so much femininity because that's all she knows.
Right.
And it complements each other.
It does.
Right? And he can introduce what he learned into your world, and you can introduce what you've learned into his world. And now you're both better for it because you've mastered your roles and departments. But when we socialize the sexes together, we get this blurry, mushy, weird shit that doesn't benefit anybody because nobody's excelling at anything.
I agree with everything you just said. I just agree that there's a fortitude and strength, that vary depending on who's your partner. Okay. Someone may be stronger in this aspect and someone may be weaker in this aspect. And if you love that person, you go the extra mile.
Are we going to do the third?
Oh, sorry. He ready for the clip.
We're going to do the third clip real quick, guys.
Let's get it over with.
And we'll do a couple more and then we'll close out. Guys, make sure you guys subscribe to Authentic Alphas, subscribe to Mentuition, youtube.com/Mentuition. We are now dual streaming on both channels. So everybody in the chat, make sure you guys go over and like the video on youtube.com/@Mentuition. We'll be streaming tomorrow, guys, as well, 8:39 p.m. roughly. But we're gonna watch this last video real quick and then we'll
close it out. All right. Final thoughts. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
The ladies are mad because we didn't play Uno. They're like, you.
Oh,
you told us there would be Uno.
We got Uno. We got Jenga. We
started late, so there was no Uno. Sorry.
Everyone thinks Pearl's a racist. Are we going over that today or no?
Everyone thinking Pearl is a racist.
Why? Did you see that on the screen or something? What'd you point to?
No, you said that earlier. People think
oh yeah, that's like the. Well, that's why we're having this discussion. Well, that's what inspired the discussion. What's more important, the messenger's personal issues and affairs, or the message? Because you guys agreed with what she said about mothers keeping the fathers away, right? I agree with it, whether she's a racist or not.
I guess.
They did not tell us that all of that being my own person and I'm independent would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I just came out of Florida and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a Black organization that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know, the women that had men, if they got a bunch of children, they need fathers. They need protection. We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places that we have a drug problem. You know, we talk about the great strength that we have as Black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single Black men. Those apartments belong to Black women.
All right, real quick before we go around, I want to real quick just explain why I picked this clip, because the word Black was used a lot. The word Black women was used a lot. Mm-hmm. So I want everyone to understand why I picked this clip. Now, this is an old clip. Mm-hmm. I read this book in the early 2000s. The book that she wrote, you can't quote me on this because I know I'm butchering the title. It was something to the effect of The Black Man's Guide on How to Survive the Black Woman. That actually might be it. If not, it's just worded a little bit different.
No, that's actually it. You're actually right on. You're good.
Now, here's the thing. So a lot of the things that we deal with, a lot of issues we talk about, my old ass, and I know DJ Cuz can relate to this because he's 42, not 42, but he's also in his 40s.
I don't
right?
see that.
Thank you. So what happens is these are all.
I'm 43. What's good?
Okay,
that's real.
He's 43. I'm
43.
Right. So a lot of these issues that you're talking about in the manosphere, whatever. These are issues that I've been dealing with for 2 decades. When the kids my age weren't concerned with these things, I was concerned with the environment. I was concerned with the public school indoctrination system. I was concerned with whether or not Black people were originally in the Americas or if they were brought over here on slave ships. I was concerned with the shape of the earth. Is it flat? Is it round? I was concerned with all these issues in the 90s. I was reading about the vaccinations they were going to force us to take in the 90s. That's why I knew what the COVID lockdown was about from day one, because, like I said, I read all these things. I read Beware of the Pale Horse in 1997. So her book was one of the books that my young ass was reading, and everybody thought that I was crazy because I was obsessing over these issues at such a young age. And one of the patterns that I started to notice as I got older is that these are not racial issues. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the pattern is they use Black people as A, the guinea pigs, and B, the influencers. We were the original social media influencers before there was social media. Because the Most High has his chosen people not as being better than everyone else, not being special. We're the chosen people because we are put here to be an example to everyone else how to operate. So the powers that be said, you know what? These are the most influential people ordained by the Most High. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that influence and we're going to corrupt it. We're going to use them to influence the world through their music, through their art, right? Through their presence. Mm-hmm. And that's what they did. They used us to corrupt the message. We're supposed to be sending an opposite message of what we're sending. Mm-hmm. So my point is, when you see all the issues that she's talking about in the Black community, they were in the Black community in the late 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Now they're in everyone's community. Right. The single mother household was initially a Black issue. Yet prior to that, we had the higher percentage of married couples. We were leading the nation in married couples and children born in wedlock at one point in time. Right? We had our own banks, we had our own communities, we had our own schools, we owned our homes, we had great credit. There was a point in time when Black folk had better credit than white folk. You don't believe me? Do your research.
Big facts. We actually loaned the government money.
Exactly.
Real talk.
So they said,
look it up.
They said, hold on. We got to break this progress up. And they used us to practice how to stabilize people. They said, how the hell can we get the fathers out the house, man? Because these Black fathers are too strong. They're too strong in the church. They're too strong in the school. They're too strong in the community. We got to get them out. We got to get them out of here. Mm-hmm. So they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make it hard for these Negroes to get jobs. Really? But they're so hard working. They'll figure it out. Don't worry. We got this. We're going to get the Black man out of work. And then we're going to come in and offer the Black woman some money to keep him out that house. Mm-hmm. And she's going to take that money because we're going to make it just a little bit more than what the average Black man earns annually. We're going to make it just a little bit more, maybe $2,000 to $5,000 a year more than what the average Black man is already making. And the woman It's in her nature to go for her best options, right? Because she wants to be provided for, she wants to be protected. So we're going to come in and we're going to offer her more protection, and we're going to offer her more money, more resources. But in order to do that, we have to first weaken the black man in the first place. And the black women took that welfare. And the stipulation was you can't have no 18 or older man living in this house. You can have your daughter here till 30. But we got to get that strong black man up out of here.
Right.
And he's going to resort to selling drugs. So that's the only option we're going to give him. And we're going to go ahead and put the apartments in your name. So you have the attitude of, I don't need you. I got my own money coming in, and the house is in my name. So it's my rules, or you're going to have to get the hell out. You're going to hide in this closet. You're going to follow my rules. Right. And once they saw that worked, they said, okay, now how do we get this in the white community? Oh, no fault divorce. They couldn't use the same tactics. They couldn't use the welfare tactics with white women, because white women like we got generational wealth.
Yeah.
We don't need your welfare, because if my husband can't provide, my father will, my grandfather will, my granduncle will. So they said, all right, how are we gonna get these white women dependent on the government? Bro, all you gotta do is hit them with the no fault divorce, because they have to go through the court, which is the government, to get access to those resources.
Right.
Okay, perfect. So now the daddy is the government for black folk as well as white folk who made up the majority of America at that time. So all I'm saying is all the problems that you see now in the white community, they practice how to pull that off with the black community first. So I'm gonna go to Pete first on this, because I want to ask him, does he experience any of the things that she was describing from white women? Do white women belittle you? Do white women say that they don't need you? Do white women say they're independent, they don't need no man? Tell us, Pete.
Not as much as black women.
Oh, hold on. You date black women, Pete? You like chocolate and stuff? And in here, we got some Reese's Pieces over there, some Hershey's and everything in the basket. What's up?
Sometimes. But not generally, bro. Generally not people my age because of their values.
That's big.
Okay. So you would say that the values are actually declining.
Oh yeah, they're getting they're getting way worse.
Okay. So what is the type of energy that you're getting from the average white girl your age as far as gender relations?
The equal thing in like all respects. There's just like a general hostility that I kind of feel when talking to women and in college especially. There's just like such a different value structure, and like how you operate with people. Like I look at my mom, and she's exactly what I respect about women in the first place, thankfully. And I don't see that anymore. Like anybody my age or younger, even like my sister too, don't see it.
Are your folks married?
Yes, for 30 years.
30 years. Okay, so does your mother rely on your father? Like, does she trust him and feel safe just like kind of relying on him to be a provider and a protector, or does she also work full time and kind of is able to support herself?
So she definitely, like, just money-wise perspective, she definitely relies on my dad, but she does work part-time.
Okay, so you're looking for a woman that you could provide for in the event that she respects you and kind of looks at you as the authority figure in the house, but you do or don't mind being the sole breadwinner.
I would prefer it.
What do you want in exchange for that?
Somebody that actually would give me, would value me, would actually respect me in the first place. Somebody who is capable of accepting my help in the first place, and demonstrates their thankfulness for it.
All right, I'm gonna ask Seth and I'm gonna ask DJ Cruz. Do you kind of feel like some of the things that he mentioned mirror what she was saying in a clip that's what 30 years old at this point, 25 years old. This clip, because he said that he feels a lot of hostility coming off of these young college chicks, and she kind of mentioned that hostility that Black women had for Black men at the time.
So, is it a little bit unique amongst Black women? I see what she's talking about, but I also want to go ahead and it's easy to say, and it's easy to go ahead and because we've heard this a million times, especially if you've been watching Kevin Samuels for any number of months or years, right? But it's important to also note that these problems are you can spread them amongst almost all races of women that are in the West.
In the West.
Almost all races of women that are in the West, you can spread it amongst all of them. Now I forget the lady's name because I know exactly who.
Yeah, something. I'm just bad with names.
Shahrazada.
Yeah, that's it. So
Ali, Sister Ali.
Shout out
Just say Sister Ali.
Yeah, shout out to Mediocre Tutorials, because he was the first modern content creator to bring her into the space, and it almost brought a tear to my eye, because I was like, man, I wish I had the leverage and the clout to bring her in, because I was thinking, man, she needs to be where Kevin Samuels is, not replacing Kevin Samuels, but I'm just saying she needs to be just as popular amongst modern or young people as Kevin Samuels was, because first of all, Kevin Samuels is her predecessor, and he self-admitted that he grew up on her what's the word, school of thought. He was reading her book too. You see what I'm trying to say? So it would have been amazing. I don't know why he didn't bring her into the space. That's something I should have asked him when I had a chance.
I would have preferred her, honestly, Ayende, I would have preferred her a lot more than I would say most female content creators that have come into this area of YouTube, if I'm being completely honest.
I wouldn't want to take her over them. I would want her to oversee them. I would have wanted her to
That's what I mean.
The female mentor of the Melody Kings, of the Chantel Simones, of the Six the Goddess. Shout out to anybody. But that's what I'm saying. I would have loved for her to kind of be the elder that kind of keeps them in line and gives them some guidance and some wisdom, because that's what we're lacking. We're lacking respect and the influence of our elders. They've taken that from us. We're not eating dinner with family anymore. We're not respecting our elders, because I learned so much more from my grandparents than I did my mom. You know what I mean? My dad wasn't the best influence when he was here. And I learned a lot from my uncles and my aunts, but nowhere near as much as I learned from my grandparents and their friends. My grandfather used to have me around his friends all the time. So I learned a lot. And you know what's crazy? When it comes to your grandparents, you never run out of shit you can learn from them.
True.
You know what I mean? It'd be 20 years later, they're telling you stories. You're like, Dad, you never told me that before. He's like, well, you never asked.
Yeah,
Like, damn.
Let's get the ladies in real quick. Femininity, go to Lisa, and then we'll go around real quick. Are we gonna have the ladies do a question at the end of the show?
Ladies, be prepared to ask us a question, especially since we have some brothers on the panel. This is what I've been looking forward to. I want you women to all think about a question that you want to ask men in general, and we will all vow to be honest in our answer.
Okay. But real quick, ladies, what did you think of that clip that you saw of Shahrazad Ali?
Read her book. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I will read her book. I think this is a conversation that can be had over so many different hours. As a Black woman who was never Black enough for my own peers, elementary, middle, high school, I was very observant at how the Black community was. And I wish we had more softness. I wish we had more respect. I think this is a problem that can get better over time, but as of right now, it's something that we need to really work on.
Facts.
Lisa, what did you think of that clip of what she was saying about them taking the Black men out of the home and making houses where once the guy's 18, there's no men allowed in the house, only kids? What do you think about that?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
So no, basically in the clip, we're just responding to that. Shahrazad Ali was talking about how women or the government is sort of taking the man out of the house. They're literally building, like here in Florida, she was talking about how there's housing where men aren't allowed to be in there. Like if you're over 18, so it has to just be a mom and her kids.
They're farming.
Yeah.
They're running it like a farm. No males, just females.
No males, just only females, no fathers.
And kids.
No father.
Yeah.
What I think about it. I think it's becoming dysfunctional
Mm.
home, and it's not it's affecting to emotionally to women to choose the future husband, because we don't see the man, we don't see the father example, so we like a lost, we don't know who is a good man or not good man.
Couldn't put any better.
That's an excellent answer. I've been saying that for the longest. Like, how can women pick husbands if they didn't see their father and their mother interact in a marriage? Exactly. Let's go across real quick and get your opinion on the clip that we just saw, or what we just said. Don't dodge it, LA Dodger. Don't dodge it.
No, not at all. I just want to like give feedback as a grad student going in medical school. So was I. And I was in a relationship at that time, and my man was selfish enough to pull me away from that and be like, you need to quit this and be all about me kind of thing.
Wait. What does that have to do with the clip, though? About
about pulling your child away from a black man? I feel like how I said when you said rate yourself on your your appearance.
We're not talking about that anymore either. That was the first question. We're talking about how do you feel about the clip when she was talking about women saying that they don't need men and allowing the government to incentivize them to remove the man from the house and raise their children without them. And she's basically saying the community needs the protection and the leadership of men. We as women should just kind of let the men lead.
Depends on the man. Depends on the situation.
Well, let's try this.
But I
don't, let's try this.
I don't agree with not having the male influence.
Hold on. Because you gave me an opportunity to get a jab in there. You said it depends on the man. Well, the men in question are the men that the women breeded with. So you selected them to have kids. I guess you kind of should let him lead at this point. If he was good enough to make a baby, he should have been good enough to lead. No.
Right.
True. But also, why are there these categories? Like, I didn't pick the skin I came in. You know what I mean? I got bullied.
Are you purposely confusing me?
I think we should move on to the next person.
Why do we box ourselves? You know what I mean?
We're not boxing ourselves. We were born either male or female. We're not boxing ourselves.
Let's go on to her.
Right. What do you think about it?
About removing the man?
Yeah, about removing the man.
I don't know why people on purpose do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what would you do that? What's your agenda? I don't understand.
There is an agenda
to
for
make
sure.
people weak, women
Well,
weak.
it does
men
make them weak.
To control them.
And it makes men weak too.
That's what the government wants.
It does.
I guess that's what the government wants to people like men and women be weak, or especially men, to control them.
You know what's crazy? If
Well,
we ever have
hold on. I like what she said though. So you're saying that you think that they're intentionally encouraging women to remove the man so that they can control the women.
If women think that way, that they don't need no man, where do they get that from?
And where do they get their strength from now? They get their strength now from the government. Where do they get their protection from? From the government.
If you control the women, you control the men.
That's not exposed to that way of thinking, and people putting that in their minds. Like, I don't think they will come up with that on their own.
Okay, let me
know that you need a man in your life. I think.
Let me ask you this:
that guidance.
Do you feel stronger single, or do you feel stronger when you have a man?
When I have a man, for sure.
Right.
Of course, it's a team.
I mean, I know guys feel stronger when they got that gat on them. When you got that gat on your hip, you feel much stronger. So I feel like it's natural for a woman to feel stronger, smarter, more resourceful when she has a man that she knows is gonna put her first, because she now is kind of exercising the strength of him. She's like, I'm as strong as he is because he gonna do my bidding, right? So I think that the government, or the elites, because the elites run the government, I think they're genius in their strategy, because like I said, I'm looking at the similarities and the patterns, and I feel like they're trying to run society the same way that they run a farm. And I pretty much grew up on a farm. I learned how to walk and talk on a farm. Before I moved to the city, I was on a farm. So that's the first ecosystem that I was familiar with. And one of the things that I noticed as a kid on the farm is that there weren't no boys. There weren't no male animals. All the animals were female, and we only kept one male around to breed the females. He got all the buns, right? We had plenty of chickens. We got one rooster. You see what I'm saying? We had some cows, we had some goats, but we would have to go into town and breed them with the male in town to impregnate them. We didn't have a male for certain animals. We had to basically go to somebody who did and stud them. We had to breed them, right? So it's the same thing when I was breeding dogs. When I was breeding dogs, you learn quickly that the females are more valuable than the male, because the female, when she get pregnant, you own all those pups. You see what I mean? And the female is easier to control. All you have to worry about with the female is when she goes in heat. The male, he has that testosterone, so he acts up. He's more destructive. He's more, there's more of a liability, right? So all I'm saying is I noticed a similarity on how they run a farm and how they're trying to run society.
Right.
They want the females to be in abundance, and they want there to be as few men as possible, and they want the men to be as weak as possible. They don't want the men to be masculine. So what happens to masculine men in our society? They end up in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're demonizing them for those qualities. Now, if you empower women, what happens? A lot of selfish behavior. They say things like they don't want kids. They spend all their money on material shit, right? And they ain't about to take care of right? They ain't about to take care of no man. But when you give a man an abundance of resources, what does he do? He tries to put his friends on, try to put his homies on, try to give his
the community.
Right? Exactly. He tries to feed the community. Then he tries to acquire as many females as he can and provide for those females. And then when those females have children, what does he want to do now? He wants to provide for those children. So when you give men resources, they share by nature.
Yeah.
By nature, they share.
All right, let's ladies, we need to get you with one question, and then we'll close out. We'll have the guys answer.
Everybody get it.
So we do one question.
I don't think DJ got to actually weigh in on the question, right, DJ?
I was kind of thinking that. Go ahead, DJ.
No, I didn't. It's all good. Let's move on. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be around. I'm new to this channel, so I'm gonna be around. I appreciate you, Tiff.
You actually read that book too, though, right?
I read a little bit about it, but I was up on her back in the days, and what she was speaking is pretty much true to fact. She's been trying for a long time.
How did you first tell me? When was the year, if you could remember, like, or kind of just roughly estimate what was about the year or the time frame when you first, was aware of her content, her contribution, and then what did you think about it at the time? Like, what did it make you feel at the time? Because you were obviously younger.
So my grandfather was very pro-black, so I knew at an early age, 13, 11, they were schooling me about this stuff back then. So I knew at an early age about Sister Ali. And she had a very big impact on certain people. She had a lot of pushback from sisters.
Women. Yeah,
they really was trying to keep her off TV and keep her, really blacklisted. That's why you are starting to see her stuff a lot more now, but you didn't really know about her back then, because she had to do her own private events.
Let me ask you one more question. Do you think the course of Black culture in America would be entirely different had she either been born a little bit later when social media was at her disposal, or if social media had came out a little bit earlier and been at her I get
what you're saying. It's pretty tough to say that because the times would change. It would alter a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I really couldn't say. I think she actually is at the perfect moment because me and you are able to know about it to be able to speak to this crowd right now. You get what I'm saying? So I think her place was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because she was able to put the work out for us to actually use it now. We can take it from here. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's just like with Dr. King. You can take what he was doing and we can now apply it.
I think what she's kind of proven is that it's not going to get any better, so we might as well give up. And I hate to say that, but I'm being realistic. And the reason I say that is because think about how long she came out and how Black women were resisting that message then. Right. And you fast forward to now, and it's only gotten worse. So it's like, well, damn, if she was saying way back then and women didn't want to catch on to it,
but there was a difference. But there's a difference now, though. Men are stepping up and taking charge now. Remember, we didn't have platforms. We didn't have talk. Think about it. We wasn't allowed to speak. Even when the men were trying to speak back then, they had to go to certain channels, and that was it. Now we actually have our own channels. We actually have men stepping up. So it is changing. It's just going to take some time. Do not give up on the movement if you want to change.
I think
you know what I mean? So we can't speak like that.
I think what's happening is, I think guys are to a point where they're doing a couple of things. They're leading by example, but that example is leaving and just getting dark-skinned women from somewhere else.
That's an example of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to leave.
You're supposed to leave.
That's been the problem. Men have been simping themselves to certain women when they shouldn't have.
But
you
they shouldn't have
touched that person. You shouldn't have dated that person. You shouldn't even be on the phone with that woman.
Women respond best to being alienated. I think a lot of dudes don't realize that the number one kryptonite for women is absence of attention. If you just phase a woman the fuck out, delete her from all social media, block her ass all over the damn place, give her zero attention. I think that is the one trump card that will make any woman from any culture rectify her behavior. She won't actually be sorry, but she'll change her behavior. She's like, shit, I'm getting zero attention.
It works all the time. Trust me.
So that's what we got to do.
All the time.
Yeah, we got to take it away so that they appreciate it.
Yeah, let's go around and get the ladies real quick. Ladies, we need one question for you, and then we'll close.
One question from each of you. Make it good too.
Studying femininity.
No, we're gonna go right here. What is the one question that you want to ask men? So it could be something that you think you know the answer to already, and we're gonna make sure you got the right answer. We're gonna confirm your
guys,
ignorance.
let's make our
It might be controversial, okay?
Please make it controversial. Go ahead.
I'm speaking my own perspective. People can agree or not.
It's your question though. It doesn't matter if we agree.
Oh, it's not a question.
Question for men. We know we need a question
Oh,
for
we
men.
need a question for men.
Yeah, for men.
Why do men feel like they're in a different category if we're all human?
Oh God, go ahead.
I know there's a male role.
Explain gender to her real quick.
But in these days, right? We're born in the era of social media. Everything is based on appearance. Everything is based on a facade. Everything is based on the glitz and the glam.
Have you ever seen Kindergarten Cop?
Let me go, Seth.
Oh, it's a movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Have you ever seen Kindergarten Cop?
No, I
All right.
Boys have penis. Okay. Girls have
vaginas.
vaginas.
All right, guys. We're gonna let's make it brief. I want to get through the stream.
I want to make sure we heard the question correctly. Can you please repeat it real quick?
Ask me the question.
No, you asked the question. Why do men think they're in a different category if we're all humans?
It's not that. It's not that. It's
Are you changing the question?
Oh God.
I don't think I worded it right.
Damn sure didn't.
Okay, well, go ahead and respond.
What is one question for men?
Go ahead.
No. DJ wants to respond to that.
I was going to say on a simple fact that I get where she was going because of today's time. So women have put it to the point of today's time that they don't need us as much as possible. But when reality, if you're home and somebody kicked down your door and your man is next to you and he runs out the way and leave you there, what then?
I hear you, DJ. I completely agree. Absolutely, you need a man in the household. Absolutely. The woman will follow and be submissive by nature. But is the man capable of providing?
That is your job to figure that man. That's the whole point of you having the option. Understand, you control that part right there.
Characteristics over time.
Stop. Listen, we need to stop that. Okay, you can look at the gentleman right next to you, right? Is that man gonna protect you? Is that man gonna protect you if something go down just by looking at him?
This one looks like he could protect
Okay, then. So then let's stop the cap. Let's stop the cap. You already see that man is well equipped to handle a situation for you. So let's understand the dynamics. You get to pick the choose. That's up to you. If you choose correctly, you can't get mad at what you choose to be a wrong suitor for yourself.
Okay, speaking in a man's terms, right? Because man always leads back to the topic of sex. A woman can only orgasm, right?
Wait, where are we going?
If she feels safety mentally.
I don't know
If
about
she
that.
Not true. That is not true.
I don't know about that.
So
I'm 43, sweetheart. I'm 43, sweetheart. 43,
That's
sweetheart.
amazing.
Don't
That's
listen. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm 43. Don't Seth, go ahead, talk. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
She's drunk. All right, next question.
No more alcohol for you.
Okay, you.
What the fuck?
What's your question for Ben?
Well, my question for man, like, well, earlier they asked, what are the top 3 things that you think
Mm-hmm.
That woman should do for a man? Like,
No, well, what would make a husband happy? But go ahead.
well,
Mm-hmm.
the reverse thing.
Okay.
The other way around.
What? Okay. What do we think of the top 3 things that will keep a wife happy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody on the panel want to get that?
Top 3 things that make a wife happy.
Obviously, besides sex, right? Because. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to go ahead, Seth? You want me to answer it?
Oh, you should. Would you besides money? But
I was gonna say besides financial.
So of course, security. That means, and that could be both in terms of physical and in terms of financial, right? It could be both. I think that what you also need to be doing is you always need to be. She always needs to see you trying. It's okay to not have a job for 1 or 2 months, but let her see you putting out applications. It's okay if your business ain't doing so well, but let her see that you're doing all you can to keep it going. All right.
Yep.
And then number 3, this one's gonna be this one might be a little controversial, but hey, you know what? They will respect you a lot for actually what I've noticed is they may not like it, but they respect you for keeping them accountable on shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
They don't like it, but in the end of the day, they'll turn around and they will respect you more because of that. So
and that's attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then that's 3, right?
Yeah.
That's 3. Yeah. Pete, what you got, Pete?
Real quick, can I? You know what? I actually gotta go, but can I ask you a question before I dip out?
Yeah, sure.
So like, one sort of conundrum that's been on my mind lately, bro, is like what I hear a lot of guys in the space say is, yo, wait till you that guy, you're 35, 40 years old. I think I've even heard you say it a little bit, and something to this effect, wait till you're fully actualized. You're almost maxed out. And then that's the time where you seek out a wife, as opposed to seek that out while you're building, while you're on the way there. Which camp would you say you're in, and why? SBK, you could weigh on this one too if you want, brother.
Great question.
Okay.
I would definitely love to after the brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
love to hear you too, DJ. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I think that there's multiple ways to get to a destination, right? So you can put it in a GPS, and one can tell you go this way and another can tell you go that way, but ultimately you know where you want to arrive. So it sounds like you want to arrive at a successful relationship. For one man, it might be legacy, children, whatever. But we should at least have a clear understanding of what our goals are in a relationship with a woman. And I think each individual man needs to start at the end and then reverse engineer it. So you got to ask yourself, what is the exact end result that you want with this woman? And then you will start to understand what aspects are more valuable than the other, right? So for example, if legacy is very important to you, and you want a woman that is going to be with you truly for you, and no matter how much you have or whatever, in that particular case, continuity is what's most important. Then you want a woman that even if you didn't have a dollar to your name, she'd still be there, which to me kind of sounds crazy, because if you ain't got a dollar to your name, you shouldn't have a woman anyway. But I'm just saying, if that was more important to you, then for someone like that, finding someone a little bit earlier on might be a better strategy, because when you arrive at that ultimate success, you might not be able to be content with this woman, not because you don't love her, not because you're not so attracted to her, but you're constantly asking yourself, damn, does she really love me? Is she really with me for me? Is she only with me for my success? Is she only with me for my status and what I can provide and the power and the influence that I have over others in the world around me? If that's going to eat you up and tear you apart, that's an individual trait. For some guys, they don't give a shit. They're like, I'm like, for example, a dude like Donald Trump, he don't give a shit whether Ivana or whatever really likes him. He's like, I'm Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have the baddest trophy wife or whatever, right? So if you're a guy that's gonna eat at you, then it's better that you get her before your success. So now you're confident. You're like, motherfucker, she gonna be with me because she was with me. She was with me before this. So if it's important building with a woman, if that's important to you, then yeah, you kind of need to get her first, right? That way she can value and appreciate your ambition and your potential, and then you'll be 100% confident and content with her later when you arrive because she was with you for the ride. Now, if you're in the other camp where you're like, I want the ultimates, I want ultimates, right? I want to pay for everything. I want to get it off of that. Then it's better for you to focus on being extremely successful and not wasting any of your energy or attention on anything else because it might dilute that success. So now what could happen is, let's say you become a dude that's earning 500K a year, right? But you were with your woman prior. You might start thinking to yourself, if it wasn't for this bitch, I'd be making $1 million a year. If it was, if it wasn't for her, I'd be doing this. I'd be doing that. I'll be so much more. You see what I'm trying to say? So now that's going to eat away at you. Do you understand what I'm kind of trying to say? Because that particular guy, his name going down in the books is what's more important to him, right? So it's a different type of legacy. He doesn't want the legacy of children and family and we built it together. He wants the legacy of they will remember my name for hundreds of years to come because I did it bigger and better than nobody. That type of dude, he can't be distracted by a woman. Mm-hmm. He can't invest anything into love. He can't invest anything into continuity because it takes away from his conquering mentality. So I think you need to decide what man you are first, and then that's the lane you choose.
Thank you. What I'll say to you, Seth, is I'm 35. I know I look a little younger. I'm 35, and I would never tell. What'd you say?
I said until you said on the previous pods, I would have never known.
Yeah. So what I would say is, man, I'm at the point in my life where I'm making enough money to where I can sustain a family if I wanted to, or a girlfriend, or a wife, or whatever it is. So I would say at least make sure you're comfortable, and the woman that you're dealing with, if you're not there yet, you have a way of vetting that she's okay with it, because a lot of women won't stick around, man. They'll act like they're cool with it, but they're not really cool with it. Once you feel that you're comfortable, like I feel like I'm comfortable now. Like if I had a kid or I had a girlfriend, because that shit's expensive, man. Dating's expensive. Dealing with women is expensive. And if you don't have money and you're on your way, you just have to know that that woman's on that ride with you. So for me, now that I can sustain it, now that I can have a woman, I know that, obviously you don't want to have any loose kids outside of wedlock, but if something were to happen, I know, damn, I'm good. Because if I was 22 or 23 or 24, I don't know what was going to happen at that point. So look at your financial situation, look at how much you're making, how much extra cash you have after all the bills are paid. That kind of stuff is super, super important. And you're in banking, so you know a lot about that. And then mentally, man, having a woman, knowing that you can put time into that woman, dates, talking to her, getting, all that kind of stuff, because it's money, it's time, it's effort, it's attention, it's sex. You can't provide her all of that, and you feel comfortable about what you're giving out to her, and she feels comfortable with what she's receiving, then it won't work out. Okay, so that's my little bit there. It's an acronym: team, and then I put an S on the end. Time, effort, attention, money, sex.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that, SPK. Yeah, DJ, I still want to hear you. I'm just gonna add this one little bit in real quick. Like the number one issue I'm having between all those right now, SPK and Ayande, is time. As I mentioned in the beginning, banking by day, student at night. This doesn't leave a whole lot of room for hollering at these chicks. You know what I'm saying? And so
Can I say something real quick, because I know where you're going. That's what I was going to attack. You said it because you said it earlier. You don't have the time.
There we go.
I was going to say, like the gentleman was saying earlier, it would be a woman that you grew up with, because she would actually know you. She would actually be fond of you. She actually knows the route that you're going. You know what I'm saying? She can see that. She see your purpose. So she would be more dedicated to giving you that time that you need. So in my life, that's what happened with me. I didn't stay with the young lady because I didn't want to. That I knew I wasn't going to do that. But I would say that to any gentleman that is coming up, if you are finding a young lady that is infatuated with you and she loves you and she will do anything for you, check her out before you move on, because that might be your wife. Because she might be willing to do the things that other women are not going to be willing to do. All right. So try to go back and look for that young lady. And you probably know who the young lady is. You know what I'm saying? In your past, you know what I'm saying? That might give you a little bit more attention that you're looking, you know what I'm saying, that you haven't been getting. That's what I would say.
I mean, keep in mind, it sounds to me like if you're short on time, because this is the thing, what Nicole was saying about like men and women kind of filling in each other's weaknesses and making each other stronger. Like, man, that's nonsense. As a man, you don't want no damn weakness that a woman's gonna help and make you stronger. But what you do want is a woman that's a helpmate. So you having a lack of time isn't a weakness, it's just a lack of a resource that you have. So if you can have a woman now that's going to come in and be a helpmate to you and do things for you that free up some time, she deserves your time. You get what I'm saying? Because right, because for you, that's a value that a woman can bring. So when women be talking about, oh, when I say to a woman, what value do you bring to a relationship to a man? They be like, well, I have my own car, I have my own job, and I have my own money. I said, listen, let me stop you right there. I said, let me stop you right there. Because everything you just mentioned is only valuable to two types of people: females looking to be provided for, and weak ass men that want to fucking ride off of a woman. So if you telling me that that's a benefit to a man, it's only a benefit to a weak ass man. It's only a benefit to a man who's not a provider. Because there's dudes out here that's like, oh shit, she got this big ass house. Oh shit, she got this, she got that. Yeah, I want her. This lazy ass wants her. Right? You know what I'm saying? And that would be all fine and dandy if she was attracted to that dude. If she was attracted to that dude, well, then shit, there goes a couple. You know what I mean? The problem is those women aren't attracted to those dudes. They want a dude that has more than them. So why the hell would a man that has more than you care about yours? It doesn't make sense. So in your case, if time is what you short on, then you need a woman that has plenty of time to dedicate to you, and she's going to use a portion of that time to free up time for you. Baby, I'll go pick up your dry cleaning. I know you got to do this and this. What can I do? How can I help? So you want the woman that's asking you, baby, you need anything? Can I help you with anything? I know you're busy. Can I do something for you so that you can focus on some other shit? Right? So I don't think that you should necessarily be, because if you're asking that question, it tells me that you're interested in the company of a woman. That's what that tells me. That tells me that you want a relationship that's going somewhere. You wouldn't have asked that question, bro, if it wasn't something that you want. The thing is that you're prioritizing. You're saying, well, you know, I got to focus on my career. I got to focus on where I'm trying to arrive to. But still, part of you is like, but I want a woman too. So with that being said, you got to find a woman that's going to bring more time to your clock. You see?
And you have to find some extra time to give her, because you're going to have to give something as well. So you have to understand that. You now have to find out that freed up space. Oh, you ain't think we was going to talk about that, young lady?
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the key to having a woman. You got to give her time, baby.
Right. But most of these women want it for nothing is the point. So I think you should just lead. I think you should lead with direction. Right? You should put it on the table. You said, listen, this is what I need from you. Because there are a lot of women that are willing. They just don't know what they should do. And that's when you know a woman likes you, when she's trying to figure out what she could do, or you know what I mean? That she's, you know, some are smart enough to just ask. Some are going to run around asking everybody else. They're going to be like, what should I do? Or how should I? Or, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you kind of come in there directing and saying, listen, I like you, but this is the situation and this is what I'm going to need from you. So if you're interested in me, you know what I'm saying? This is what I need from you that will make it work. And there might be a chick like, oh, you giving me the instruction manual? well, shit, now I know how to put together this dresser from IKEA because you're giving me the instruction manual. I want the dude, I want Seth. You know what I mean? I just didn't know what I needed to do. Now he's telling me that if I do this, this, and this, he's going to do this, this, and this. And I think that's a great thing. That's a great situation when you both know exactly what you want and how to go about it.
I appreciate that, Andy, for sure, man. Like,
let them know your situation.
What's that?
I'm saying let women know your situation from jump.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, but I really appreciate your insight. DJ, you as well. SPK, I saw he hopped off.
No, he can hear you though because he got the headphones on.
SPK, appreciate your insight as well, brother. Yo, Mentuition, hey, y'all doing your thing over there. Really appreciate what y'all bring. Ayende, my guy, look.
Have a great morning, Tim.
Hey, yeah, you too, DJ. Ayende, keep doing your thing. I know that hey, I see you working, bro. I see you working. Sure, your name is not Fresh and Fit, but like just know that you give 10 times the value of those guys. 10 times the value.
No, we're working on it, bro. Trust me, we're gonna get there, man. Because for me, the message is more important. It's more important than the cloud.
And you have it. That's the reason why I've been subscribed for at least a year now.
And I appreciate that shit. Just share my shit, though.
You know. And matter of fact, like that's why I don't request I don't do video requests for many subscribers. You remember the travel one that was me.
Right. No, and that was awesome. You give it when subscribers do that, they give us an opportunity to give value.
Yeah.
Not just them, but to the brotherhood, because other people got the same kind of questions and concerns and interests as you. So you give us an opportunity to provide that. That's why I always tell people, thank this person for this request because they sponsored it. So now y'all all can get it. So, I mean, imagine if we all do that as men, like shit, we helping each other out. So, and there's some young brothers that can't afford it. You know, there's some dudes that are teenagers and in their early 20s and they can't afford it. But them getting access to the information, you know, they will be in a position to afford it in some years to come, and then the people younger than them can get it, and we just each one teach one type shit.
All that. And Peter, hey, look, make no mistake, hey man, you're the youngest one here. Hey, you're getting stuff that DJ and I we wish we could have got this when we was your age. Take notes, bro. Take notes. All right.
Appreciate it. Okay, here goes SB, man. We're gonna close out. Seth was thanking you, so
yeah,
we're gonna get up out of here now.
All right,
get up out of here, SPK. But appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, man. Thanks you to everybody on the panel. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, DJ. We'll be streaming tomorrow, guys. Around the same time. We'll definitely start earlier tomorrow. So sorry about.
You got 2 more questions over there, and we're done.
Oh, okay. So last 2 questions, ladies. Just give us 1 question, and then we'll head out.
Sure.
Question for the guys.
Mine's a quick question.
Yeah.
When you're on a first date with a lady, how many minutes does it take you to decide whether or not you're going to take her seriously?
How many minutes? I don't have how many minutes I would take her serious. I have how many milliseconds I would have sex with her. Milliseconds. And funny thing, guys, I do have a video that I may post up on Mentuition and Authentic Alphas it's called How Fast Would You Smash? It's basically where I swipe through Tinder super fast and I test the guys to see how quickly to show women how quickly we would decide that we would have sex with a woman. I just swipe super fast, and I guarantee you, ladies, you'll be surprised.
A commitment is different, though.
But let me be more serious.
Right?
No, I'm going to answer it. I'm going to be more serious.
Thank you.
So it takes more than minutes. Thered be no way for me personally to know in minutes. I would not know if I would take her serious. I have to, just like you guys may disqualify us or qualify us and have you vet us. Basically, we vet you. And I think a lot of women go into dates and they think that like they're the person doing the interviewing, they're the one on the high horse, and we're kind of down here. And in actuality, we are testing her. And so I personally, it would take, I'm gonna be serious. For me, it may take a month, 2, maybe a couple weeks, but honestly, I have to see how she is when she's mad. It's a big thing. First time a woman gets angry at you, you want to know how she acts. So I got to see that. I got to see if she gets, crazy, mouths off, maybe embarrasses me in public,
threatens me, lies.
I saw that in the grocery store the other day.
So there's nothing that she can show me in the first couple minutes that would ever make me determine.
That's simp shit.
Yeah. So sex, I can super quick. But staying with you and taking you serious, marriage commitment, it takes much longer. I couldn't put a time frame on it specifically, but yeah, what I'll say is, ladies, your mouth gets you in trouble. I would try to. It's funny when we say shut up. It's not always shut up because you're a woman. It's shut up because your mouth will get you in trouble. The more things you say to a man,
you won't be able. Can't take it back.
Yeah, you can't take it back. And we remember, just like y'all remember stuff, we actually remember. We remember stuff, especially when you did it in a point where we were embarrassed or whatever it might be. So that's all I'll say. I'll turn it over to Allende if he has anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna go real quick, and then we'll let Pete get it, and we'll let DJ get it. Yeah, so he first of all he stole my damn answer already, number one. But I remember being younger, man. I remember being in high school and guys would be like, yo, that's wifey material. So I remember from 16, 17, I knew, shut your stupid ass up. You can't judge no girl or wifey material based on looks, you idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I hate to keep harping on the same point, but I knew from then that the disconnect was that they didn't grow up with a dad or like an uncle or somebody that explained how to choose women to them. Because men don't just teach their daughters how to choose men. They also teach their sons how to differentiate the women you just have sex with and the women that you make your girlfriend. I remember those conversations. I remember my uncle was explaining the difference to me. So whenever young guys would say that, like, damn, she fine, she wifey material. In my head, I'd be thinking, nigga, where your daddy at? You know what I'm saying? Where's the man that's responsible for teaching you that you can't judge a woman's commitment value based on her looks?
Right.
So that's, what do you judge
so that's some simping shit, right? So he stole my damn answer. Because what I was gonna say is, first of all, I need to fuck up first. I need to fuck up major first and see how she reacts. Right? Is there some forgiveness? Is she's gonna exaggerate it? Is she gonna act like a victim? Like I gotta see how she's gonna deal when I it's not just her being mad, it's her being mad being my fault. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I need to know how she reacts when I make a mistake. So that's
the recovery.
Right.
It's called the recovery.
Right. So there's that part, because mistakes are gonna happen, just like Rover was saying, but we have to minimize it though. It needs to be every once in a blue, but every man is gonna fuck up, bro. That's life, right? And then the next thing is I got to start seeing what her genuine contribution is. Meaning, what is she trying to give me that's not connected to something that she wants? Like, you know what I'm saying? When she's trying to give and there's nothing that she wants, because some women will act generous when they want something.
Right.
You just cut the shit. What you want? You see what I'm trying to say? So those are the two things for me. You know, when I screw up, how does she handle it? And when she gives without expecting to receive. Pete, what do you?
Real quick before we go to Pete, just to add real quick, I call it and I'm gonna do a solo video on this, guys, too. Me and Andy are gonna start doing like solo teaching videos. I need to. It's Mentuition Academy. We gotta teach something. There's a thing that I came up with called IOC, interval of conflict. That is how long before the woman gets pissed at you again, right? Every woman has an IOC, and the IOC is basically a woman that has a high IOC, she's always causing problems. A woman who has a low IOC, women are always going to cause problems, right, guys? But it's what's the interval? What's the time frame in between? And then you can tell. How long
do I get peace before this chaos?
Exactly. So, guys, we're going to do a whole course and a whole maybe just monologue of IOC, and I'm going to go more in depth teaching you guys what to look for in women, what not to look for. If she has a high IOC, she may be cheating, she may be unhappy. Women will cause problems as they're unhappy in their relationship, or they're trying to get a response out of you. So we'll go into that, but we'll go over to the panel real quick, and then we'll close out with our last question, and we'll go around. Pete, did you have anything, or DJ, did you have anything on that?
Go ahead, Pete. I'll go after Pete. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I'll go. So like I was saying, I call it the recovery. So you have to put a woman through something where she's going to have to recover from disliking you. And it's that process right then and there, you'll know if you can deal with it. Also is what I call waiting on. How long does she wait on you? Does she consistently doing it without an issue? Or is she doing it to see how long does she have to do it? So those are the two things: the recovery and how long she's going to wait on you.
I like that. I like
Well
that.
said. Yeah.
All right, Alicia.
She has a question. Yeah.
We need one question for the guys, and then we'll close out. You're the final question. Is there
So
any,
make it good.
Any question you've ever wanted to
Any
ask
question?
him?
Make it spicy.
Yeah. So where women could find this husband material?
Where can women find husband material?
Yeah.
You want me to go first? You want to go
Yeah,
first?
yeah. Ian, you take this one.
All right, good, because I was going to tell your ass this earlier when you were talking about can the man protect or whatever like that, and you don't know, and he shows it. He shows it over a course of time.
Right.
All right, let me give you some,
where does a woman find a husband?
Right. Let me give you some fatherly advice real quick. It'll save you some time and some mistakes. You need to first, the same thing I was telling the brother Seth. You need to first evaluate yourself and say, what to me are the most important values and skills that the husband needs to have, like to just for you as an individual, right? So for just giving an example, right? So if being a strong leader is important to you, then you go somewhere where there's a hierarchy, and then that way you can see a man in his natural habitat leading. You see him leading his team, leading his employees. Would you say?
Yeah, where should I go?
No,
Yeah,
hold on. But you can combine it with something else, right? So like, let's say him being a high earner and providing a certain lifestyle for you is also important, right? You can say, okay, well, what is the type of job that I wouldn't mind having a husband doing, and then go to those places of business, and then you learn, you meet the people that run it, right? You meet the owner of it, right? So let's say if you could see yourself with a chef, you go to some of the best restaurants and say, this is great, can I meet the chef? You see what I'm saying? Just an example, right? So if him being if him being able to defend himself is important, right? Then you go to the best. You go to the best, most expensive kickboxing gym, Muay Thai gyms.
As women, we're not used to that, to go hunting.
Yeah.
That's the man's.
Wait,
thing.
yeah.
So that's why it's wild.
Hold on.
That's
Hold on. Let me address that. Hold on.
Let's give me a chef
class.
Okay.
Let me address that and tell you why your interpretation is off. I didn't tell you to hunt for anything. That's what men do.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. What I told you to do is make your selection in the realm of what women are designed to do. Your strategy is to put yourself around the competition and then wait on the winner. That's a woman's strategy. A female strategy is you stand by the finish line, right? And you wait to see who crosses first. And that's what I told you to do. Right. So you put yourself in that environment where those men would be, and you sit back and see who's the leader. You sit back and see who's the boss. You sit back and see who's the high earner, right? And you sit back and see who kicks whose ass. And you say, okay, that's the guy that can fight, who kicked everybody else's ass. That's the. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay,
hold on, let me finish. And as a woman, you're not the aggressor. You don't pursue him. You do what women do.
How to approach?
I'm gonna tell you. Give me a second. Class, you get too excited here.
I
right?
want to say something.
So in high school, when the girl wants to go to prom with the guy, what does she do? She doesn't ask him to go to prom.
Yeah.
She waits till she sees him in the hallway, and then her clumsy ass drops her books. And then him being a gentleman, he bends down, he picks up the books, he says, "Oh, let me help you with this." And she says, "Oh, thank you." And he says, "You want me to walk you to class?" And she says, "Oh, I thought you wouldn't ask." Right? And then she says, "Hey, by the way, are you going to the prom?" And he says, "Oh, well, I haven't given it too much thought yet, but I might go. A lot of my friends are going." "Oh, well, if you do go, who are you going with?" "Oh, well, I haven't even asked anybody yet." Oh, me neither. No one's asked me yet. Wink, 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 wink. Flirt, flirt, flirt. Bat my eyes. So you put yourself in those environments, and you say, "Are you the chef? This was amazing. This is the best so-and-so I've ever had." You see what I mean? And then you let him shoot his shot. All women need to do is put themselves in front of the guy that they like. Present themselves, be on their best behavior, be on their ladylike shit, and let him do the rest. If he hollers at you, you're in there. If he doesn't, either he's not attracted to you or he's not as confident and aggressive as he would need to be. Right? He hasn't taken the hint yet. Go ahead. Your turn.
No, but just saying, like, you have to put yourself in that situation, but we're not thinking like that. I'm gonna put myself.
But that's why I gave you the advice, so now you know.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, women don't think like that. It's a little like wild or bizarre to think like I'm gonna put myself in that situation.
Well, it's not, it's
that's
natural.
not our way of thinking. And
I thought we were asking the fisherman.
but you're putting this example like,
Well, we was asking the fisherman.
waiting for a man to ask you to prom, but you're already in that environment because you have to go to school. It's not like you think when you're a child that you want to go to school because eventually you're putting yourself in the situation that eventually a man is going to ask you to prom. You have to go to school, so you're already in that environment.
No
like
shit. So take that strategy and recreate the scenario.
And that mindset that you have to get chosen.
Still, women don't think like that. At least me. I'm like, I'm gonna go to a restaurant and work as a server because I'm gonna put myself in a situation where a man.
Hold on, but that's why.
Give
me a second here. That's why she asked the question. And hello, the smart girls that land the millionaire dude. A lot of them, that's how they got it. Just give me a second, because I'm a little bit smarter than the average bear. So when I see the strategy, I always notice it. When you see extremely gorgeous women that are actually pretty smart and they could earn a lot more money somewhere else, but somehow they're a server at this expensive restaurant. It's like, hold on, you would have made more money as a waitress. Yes, but a waitress doesn't meet every guest. The host does, because she's at the front door. She seats everyone. So when that rich dude comes in, he's definitely going to cross paths with her. So I'm sorry to tell you, but they are some women that are smart enough to know these strategies.
All right,
and that's how they get these rich husbands.
So,
go ahead.
Like my name, studying femininity, I'm very observant, so I do these things on purpose, and I give my advice for free. So what I suggest is, if you're a woman, you need to pick a book that you like reading and go out alone to a bar that has a good male demographic on the Fridays or Saturday nights. Sit at the bar where there's a lot of foot traffic and just sit there and read your book, drink your beer. You're not causing any issues and you look cute. Men are going to be magnetized towards you. And that happened to me. This really kind engineer made great money, came up to me, took me on a date. He wasn't my guy, but it's rinse and repeat. As a woman, once you start doing that, it's just a matter of time until you meet your guy. And then also, if you're going to Whole Foods on Brickell at like 1 to 3 p.m., get lunch. Yeah. You're going to see all these men in their business suits because they're working in these high rises in Brickell. They're getting lunch. Oh, and you're just getting your sushi at the same exact time.
Ladies, you need to position yourself.
You have to.
Position yourself. The guys will come. The guys will be confident enough, and you will get hit on.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay. And then you take it from there.
No issue.
What she just said, I try to explain that scenario to black women all the time, and they don't get it. It goes over their head. They're like, I can't find no good men, and all these niggas ain't shit. And I was like, time out. Let me explain to you why you're running into the difficulty that you're running into. The reason why black women keep dating low quality black men and they keep dealing with these thugs and these bums and these fuckboys is because of the environments that they frequent. Okay? When I'm in Whole Foods, I don't ever see no sisters. And if I do, they're always square and corny and unattractive. I don't ever see no attractive sisters.
Stop.
Hold on. No, but hold on. See, this is the thing, though. I don't give a shit. I tell the truth. Take that truth and make it useful, right? It's the same thing with the Pearl issue. When all the black women were hating on Pearl, the black content creators, I said, y'all over here asking, why are all these black men putting Pearl on a pedestal? What you don't realize is black content creators were not just randomly putting Pearl on a pedestal. Pearl was getting consults from all of these black content creators that she thought they did something well. She was paying Kevin Samuels hefty money to give her advice, right? Multiple content creators. She was spending money with them to get information, gain knowledge, learn the business. So if those same men turned around and respected her for supporting their content and by voting with their dollar, it's not putting a white chick on a pedestal. So the better question is, how come no black female content creators did that? How come none of these women in this space thought to do that? So now that these same content creators that were supported by Pearl financially are now turning around and supporting her with their with their commentary, right? Black women would have been getting that same support. So every time I ask Chantel Simone for a favor, she does the favor. So I'm in full support of the system. So that's what I'm saying. She supports me. So that's what I'm saying. We have to start asking the better question and stop assuming it's because she's white or she's light skinned. So when you're asking, why is this affluent black guy with this white bitch? Well, because she was in Whole Foods. He likes to eat healthy, and she happened to be in Whole Foods, right? He likes to work out at certain gyms. She likes to work out and take care of her body and her health too. She was in that gym also. So when you're in certain high-end gyms, you don't never see no sisters. I've never seen a black woman in Equinox in my life. In my life. So if I'm not seeing these women in these upscale places, and another thing is black women will brag about how much money they make, they'll brag about their education, but they ain't living in Brickell. They ain't living in Brickell Heights. Okay, they're not living in the Icon. They're not living in these expensive buildings. So why would you expect to meet the men that can afford to live there when you make your money? You don't move to those neighborhoods. And we know the reason why. Nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. Authentic alphas will say it. The reason is that they're intimidated by these women. So they don't want to live in the areas that these white women live in and these Latin women live in because they feel they can't compete with these women. Little do they know, these black men actually prefer sisters.
Yep.
Right? But the sisters ain't never around. And when they are around, they aren't behaving well. So yes, I agree with her 100%. Women need to position themselves in the environment where the quality of men they want will be. Just like men need to hunt in the areas where the game that they want will be. You can't catch deer, okay, in the projects. There ain't gonna be no deer in the projects.
Right.
You got to go to the woods.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This was a great episode. Thank you to everybody on the panel. Appreciate you guys for coming through. DJ Peter, thank you guys. Again, guys, we are streaming tomorrow. Come. Maybe we'll do. Are we gonna do a panel tomorrow? Maybe we might. We might have to do this again, guys, tomorrow. So come through tomorrow. Again, guys, make sure you subscribe to Authentic Alpha. Subscribe to youtube.com/@mentuition. Share. Please share, like, comment, all that, guys. We need to get this out here. We're more based over here, guys. We're doing a lot more. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna joke, ha ha, he he, right? But we're gonna have some actual serious conversations too, and
share.
And people who want to see craziness and kickouts, that's not gonna really happen with us.
It will in the street though.
It will. Yeah, we're gonna do street content,
streets.
and our street content's gonna be more funny, more triggering. We're try as hard not to trigger women.
We're gonna interview trash.
But the last stream that we did, a girl did walk out. And basically
the girls want to play Uno, so maybe we'll play Uno tomorrow.
Uno or Jenga or something.
Those are mad. That...
All right, I think that's it, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you.
And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.
Do we do everything we're supposed to?
Man, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you.
And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.
Do we do everything we're supposed to do?
Probably not.
Probably.
Too late.
I feel like we